adventure in Samar. Upon receiving a letter, the three of them had acquired through mysterious ways. Went under way through their adventure. They met an interesting farmer, dealt with the just domestic dispute that they had, and then began to escort the farmer along the way, where they encountered some wolves and some more humanoid figures along the way. And along this journey, they arrived at Tiktoken, where they had managed to begin their true journey as their party began, and this is pretty much where we had left off in Tiktoken, and they heard about a bright new prospect of buying a building. So, I will leave it to you guys, and what would you like to do?
I'd like to buy the building.
How much was the building again?
It was like 1,500.
Well, you'll have to go and speak to...
I have 259 gold.
You'll have to go and speak to the right people for this.
Okay,
I
I go
really
looking
like
for the right people.
Roll an
I can give him a
investigation check.
whole.
Okay. Investigation. Oh, that's a solid 9 right there.
Solid 9. Well, luckily, it's not a very big building, and for asking the right questions from different passers-by, building, I said meant town, you can easily find with your cohorts the building up for sale, and you see two figures of distinct standing outside the building. You see a goblin very smartly dressed with a top hat, dark green skin, but a very fair-looking goblin. Like, he's looking quite young, but doesn't seem to have any of the sort of like distinctive, like massive teeth. He's very well groomed. This goblin is, and everything, and he seems to be talking to a rather large gentleman. And at this point, would you like to describe your character, please, Blake?
Do it.
Okay, Blake.
Sorry, mic problems.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was gonna say,
Already
sorry,
got technical difficulties. Just what we love.
Yeah. So, a very tall, handsome, strapping, white barbarian with deep blue eyes and a big ginger beard.
Now, when we say white, are you describing him as white because it's
Oh,
important?
no, my skin's just pale white. It's
Okay.
adorned with scars, and I do have drawn paintings on my arms for Odin to
Like
prepare for
you-
war.
Like you wanted tattoos, but were too scared, so you just painted your arm instead.
No, because Odin demands that I draw new tattoos for him.
Oh, hot.
Okay.
So
That sounds like a really healthy relationship.
Well, you see these two figures, and of course, Blake, you being your stature, you don't necessarily actually hear the goblin as he's talking to you. He's been talking to you for about a good 10 minutes, but you're just staring at this empty building. So what do people want to do?
I want to
I'll,
befriend that goblin.
if I remember rightly, I slept on the roof yesterday, so I'm going to hop down off the roof and join
That
the
you
other
did,
two as I
yes,
see them
you
leave
did.
the inn. See, that's memory. I didn't even write that down. Yeah, I'm going to hop up and sidle up to them and be like, do you two remember how much this house cost yesterday?
1,500 gold pieces.
And how much gold do we have between us? I only have.
Well, that
a
that was
small-
an estimate of what the person had told you. It wasn't the actual sum.
Yeah.
It's definitely worth less then.
I have 259.
That's what it's worth.
So that's what it's
That's a
worth
lot.
now.
Yeah. I've written into my backstory that I'm actually a property surveyor.
That's convenient.
Yeah, I mean, what are the odds, right?
Very lucky.
I've just rolled investigation. I got a 20. And,
Did you know? I
it's
don't
worth-
remember asking you
Yeah.
to roll
It's
investigation.
worth- It turns out it's worth 259 gold. You live when D&D goes that way, right?
Yeah.
And the stars align.
Especially when the players decide to take it into their own hands. So, Callum and Sam, of course, your characters are together at the moment. Nathan's gone wandering, and Nathan, you see these two figures for you, and at this point, Blake, you start to feel a tug on like your lower leg, and be like, "Oi, oi,
What?
have you been listening? Are you gonna
What
buy
are
it?"
you doing?
Well, I was talking to you about this property. You've been staring at it for a while. I feel like you want to buy it.
Why would I need to buy a house?
I don't know. You're the one who's staring at it. You could buy it for. It could turn it into a shop. You could turn it into a brothel. You could turn it into a house.
I have no need for property.
Oh, okay.
Why do you bother me today?
Well, you stood outside the house. I'm just here. You.
Can I not stand here? Is there something wrong standing here?
Oh no, but as a salesman myself, I saw an opportunity to sell, but clearly I picked the wrong person.
Clearly, you're a bad salesman.
Well, clearly you're not a good listener. That's why I broke up with my ex-wife. She never listened to me either.
Sorry, I didn't hear that.
Oh,
I can't hear you. Too small down there.
Oh. Like I haven't heard short jokes before. He sort of just wanders off now at this point and goes into the house.
I'll catch up to him just before he goes into the house and be like, Goblin,
Yes.
Goblin. I heard that you're selling this house.
Oh, you could say that. Are you interested in buying this property?
There's a few things me and my associates would like to know first.
What you'd
With
like
this-
to know? You'd like to know the other properties I have on sale. I have quite a good inkling on some good information on some land for farming to build your own village. That's quite
No.
popular in this
No,
this
let's
establishment.
stay.
Oh, okay.
Let's stay on track. I want to know a couple of things first. First, how much is the property on sale for?
Well, the property on
Because it looks a bit
sale-
run down.
Well, that depends what you're planning to do. Because if you're buying this as a normal house, then it's quite simply going to be a measly 900 gold. And then, but if you're planning to set up a shop, let's say, there are a few taxes that come into a town for this town. Not my rules, the mayor's rules, of course.
How much would it be if we were setting up a shop then?
If you were setting up a
with all
shop,
that
you're
aside.
looking about between, depending on the business, of course, you're looking between about 1,500 to 1,600.
Where am I at this point?
You probably would have approached with Sam at this point.
Okay. So I'm gonna put my hand up to Sam and just say, I think give it a reassuring look of I got this. So these
Bored.
I just passed. So these extra taxes that you say these are put on by the mayor.
Yes.
Interesting. So where might I speak to the mayor
Well,
so we can
well,
resolve that
as
problem?
you've surely noticed, the pub is also the mayor hall as well, and the owner of that pub is also the mayor. Interesting how this little thing works out.
Very well.
But
So if you don't mind, I'd like to go speak to the mayor, and I'll come back to you with the appropriate amount of gold to purchase this here property.
well, if you wish to know the other adventures that I have on offer, but between you and me, the mayor allows me to do what I do because I'm very good at, let's say, lowering the price.
Go on then, lower the price.
Well,
Sexual
obviously,
favours.
I've got to get something out of it as well, and I always have a few tasks that I'm
It
doing.
sounds like
Look,
sexual
when-
favours.
We're not that kind of party, okay? I don't know what you read from this situation.
You're not an adventuring party?
Not that
may I-
adventurous.
May I intervene?
You may.
And you are?
I am Valdis. It is pleased to meet some heroes and great companions, as you appear to be a party yourselves. Do you not?
Look, I've just told this gentleman we're not handing out sexual favours. That's not what this is.
Who's asking
Oh,
for
no, no,
sexual
no,
favours?
No. I was about to say that this little man, if he is even a man,
Well, no, I'm a goblin.
you could merely offer him. Well, you're dressed in a suit, pretending to be a salesman.
Well, yes, because I've heard to dress to impress, and it's
Yes.
helped with my other sales before.
Well-
My new friendly gentleman here has a point. You did approach yourself as a salesman. You're quite clearly a goblin.
Being
but
a
I
low
am a
quality
male
sales
goblin.
goblin, being a sales goblin, I think you should allow him to live his life as part of the payment towards lowering the fee. You could merely threaten him, and that surely should get us some you some money off
Goblin's
the
looking
property.
very worried and slowly starting to
Friends.
step away now.
Can I have a word with you all to the side out the ears of this? Have the range of this goblin's ears. We might have to go away. Those are some pretty big ears.
Yes, that's
Me
fine.
to accompany you as
Yep.
well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why not? Yeah. So we'll walk away from the house, like quite a bit away, and we'll take a walking stroll. So, I guess friends. We've known each other for a day or two now. I guess probably that. Why this house in this backwards ass town? If we're paying out 900 gold, or even 1600 gold if we do make it a shop, will we see the return on that? Why don't we head towards a larger city and look at doing something the same in a bigger city where we'll have more footfall, and then I can learn magics along the way to try and make it a secure home base for whatever nefarious deeds you want to get up to in the future.
Yeah, we need like a bigger area, and if we're starting off with a run-down house, it's going to cost us so much to actually buy, and then on top of that, fix it back up. We need
Look,
someone.
I do not want to come into
appreciate-
contact with Farmer Max again.
Yeah,
I
Farmer Max,
appreciate both
definitely.
of your opinions,
Just-
and I
um,
really appreciate you.
Just a quick sec, guys. Are you hiding this conversation?
Yes,
Yes.
Okay.
we,
Can
we walked really far away.
okay? Can you all actually? What's people's passive perceptions?
20.
That's a lie, and I know
10.
that for a fact.
10.
10.
Right,
Okay.
yeah.
as well.
Everything froze on me for a
So
second.
You
15.
You do
15 for me.
see, as you're having this conversation, you do see the goblin trying to hide, but he's hidden in a way that he sticks out, so it looks like he's peering behind the barrel, but he's doing it the wrong way around. So basically, the barrel is here, and he's like that on the other side of the barrel, so you can see him clearly as day, and he's listening into your conversation.
Okay.
As
so
as
we've
the-
noticed this.
Yes, you
As my, I use my cantrip.
anyone above where's that
Oh,
number?
no.
Gone? Anyone above 11 has noticed this goblin.
Oh, okay, so I've
oh, so Nate hasn't noticed him.
I haven't noticed
Okay,
him
so-
either.
It's just Sam.
having it's just me.
Wow.
So having noticed the goblin behind, whilst the others are talking, I'll cast Mage Hand, which for me as an artificer is like basically I have like a robo arm type thing that's like bound by magic,
Mm.
and basically my arm will just whip out and just tug on the goblin's clothes to make him like stumble.
Yeah. Not very strong goblin. I don't have to do a roll for it.
I'm going to quickly shoot around and look at him, and then just return to my conversation. So I've at least spotted him now. I'm going to say, look, I appreciate both your opinions, and I really appreciate you both allowing me to lead this adventuring party. And I feel like this is a great opportunity, but I will take in your opinions account. So how about this, right? I have a large stash of gold. Just over the hill over there. I buried it long ago, just for safekeepings. How about
Roll
I
a
take the
deception
goblin
check,
out there?
Nathan. Everyone else who wishes to see through this bull crap, roll an investigation
it's
check.
That's a 15.
I'm rolling investigation.
I trust.
Okay,
I'm
that's fair.
too dumb.
I only got an 8.
I got a 20.
Okay, so break. You believe what Nathan's saying. Sam clocking on from the few days of travel, you're like, okay,
Yeah.
sure. Whether
So-
you want to
so
say
how
anything,
about
Sam, it's
this?
up to you.
So I don't quite have the amount of gold the goblin would need. I have around the 900 mark. So how about I take the goblin to my gold store, show him the gold, see if he'll take that as payment, and then we go from there. What do we think?
Sounds like a great idea.
I don't trust short people, so may I accompany you to make sure your gold stays where it is
I would allow
meant to
that.
stay?
That would be appreciated.
Okay.
I couldn't help but overhear. Coming back to this fight, gentlemanly justice towards you, kind of. I do have other properties and other adventures that could work out quite well for us. For example, I have other properties in sales of big cities. I also have information on a possible new town emerging, and they could do with other people. You could run a shop there, maybe even run the town. I don't know. Depends how ambitious you gentlemen are.
Um,
And then obviously we can work out an arrangement. Obviously, if you wish to build this town, I'm more than happy to send people your way. I'm very good at that. But if you wish to open up a shop in a city, I can put you to the right people to get onto the market.
Fortunately, I don't have enough money to buy a house by myself, but my friend here, and then I'll point over to Nate, he said that he's got enough gold to buy the house if you'd go on a walk with him.
Oh, so you're what are you buying the house as a shop or as a house?
It would be as a house to begin with. I think in the future, if we wish to turn it into a shop, we would have to gather the extra gold needed to pay the taxes. But for now, it would just be as a living abode. Yes.
Oh, okay. And where are we going?
I just over the hill. I have some buried gold.
Outside of town?
Just outside of town. Yes.
Ah, I see. I see. Roll a deception check, please, Nathan.
Oh, 24.
Okay. Well, that seems no problem at all. Allow me to just let my wife and kids know where I'm popping off to. They always like to know my daily businesses. So I will just let them know, and I will meet you back here in Lickety Split.
Okay, sounds like a plan.
Oh, no.
About 15 to 20 minutes pass. He comes back, a man of his word, and he's ready to go off and receive the gold.
Let's go.
All right.
I'm gonna.
How busy does this town seem? That's one
Not
thing I
that
wanted to
busy.
ask.
Like, there's a lot of people in the town, but the busiest parts are where the market area is and the pub. In terms of people wandering the streets, not really that many. You could see the general guards, which tend to be about, from general eye line, tend to be about between 6 to 4, and then civilian-wise, you're looking about no more than 10 people that wander about at
Okay.
one given time. If you're in the marketplace, it's a bit more, or in the pub, that's where you see more. But that's just the general sort of thing you're looking at when you're seeing people walk about. And like other towns, like the other town before you as well, as a point note, because you're in the Badlands, it's all mixtures of races.
Okay.
So it's
I'm
where,
gonna.
like, some of you are from different parts of, like, the people who are from, like, the tribal sort of like kingdoms. Seeing a goblin's no big deal, but as where the other things, it's very sort of like when you see a goblin for the first time, it's very sort of like odd to see. It's not like you find it disgusting unless you do, but it's one of those things that you sort of have to take a second look.
Okay.
I'm more concerned with the height.
A bit like when you see a three-legged dog.
Yes, although
Like, you know they exist,
yeah.
but you have to look. You have to look twice. Yeah.
I'd like to just keep my sentiments in mind, but Nate, you do as you will. I'll stay in the town.
All right, so the two of you wander off with the goblin over the nearest hill.
Okay.
I'll be about 30 feet back following.
Is there like a
Oh,
foresty
sneakily.
area?
Huh?
Is there like a foresty area on the outskirts of town?
No, it's
yeah, it's the
quite a
one-
very. There's a few hills, but the forest is very far away from the village.
Well, I
Okay, I'm
trust
just-
Nate
I'm-
completely. I'm
yeah,
going to
I'm-
stay in the inn.
I'm just going to go over the biggest hill, so that
Okay.
basically we can't see the town anymore.
Well, I would say about another 25 minutes pass, and you've managed to go over the biggest hill. And
Yeah,
during
I'm
this time,
following
the,
just
the
about
goblin,
50
the
feet
goblin's been
behind.
telling you all about his latest sales. Like he's had some up in the kingdom and the empire. And he was saying that his wife's immensely proud, and there's another child along the way, and they're looking at good fortunes in the future.
It's good to hear. It's great.
Oh,
I'm
no.
going to ask. We've been asking him a few questions on the way as
Yeah,
well.
what would you like to ask him?
So does he own the properties, or does he work for somebody?
Well, it depends on the property. Sometimes I own a few in certain areas, but I also own. Technically, I share own with other owners, where I get a bit of cut of the fee. But I'm a very good salesman. I'm very good at selling certain houses. It's very long that these places are on the market for. And then other places, people hire me as just a general salesman to sell their property. So it's a whole mixture of stuff across all the
you
different
seem-
lands.
If you're such a successful salesman, you must have a fair bit of money. Why are you and your family living in such a small village?
Oh well, they like to travel with me. It's they'll accompany me. They stay at the inn.
Oh, okay.
Um,
You
Oh,
said
do
you
you know
had
what?
some pull with
Do
the
you know
mayor.
what I've just realised? I haven't told you my name. We haven't made introductions. Do you know what? It's very odd that I haven't done that. My name is Franklin von Stiepenstein.
Can't kill him now.
so
We need
following
him-
about 50 feet back, how much of this conversation can I hear?
Well, they're not really keeping it while the goblin isn't, but at least you're hearing the goblin side of the conversation.
Okay.
Nathan,
50 feet's quite far.
Yeah, but he's a very loud goblin.
Okay.
I turn to Nade. Give me the sign when you're ready.
Okay.
Ooh.
A nod.
I nod.
Sign.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean sign of when we're picking up the gold? I like it. I like the whole.
Yes,
the
yes,
code.
exactly.
I-
And,
I
so my final question to the goblin was: he seems to have a lot of pull with the mayor. How has this come about? How in with the mayor is he?
Reputation alone. To be fair, I've met him a few times.
And
how much are
property?
you worth?
How much am I worth?
What's your value to the town?
Oh, well, not that much to the town as a whole. I suppose my value is mostly to my wife and kids, or whoever's
Yes,
hired me at this point.
definitely.
And
Oh, I do
They
look
have all the
forward to
money.
seeing them again at the end of the day. It's always part of my highlight.
Don't make me
definitely.
feel sad over a goblin.
And I'm sure you'll be seeing them again very soon.
Ah,
My final question: how much property does the mayor own in the town? What's the split?
well, here's the way the towns work. Depending on the town, it depends. They could either own everything, or it could be a shared ownership of different stuff. It just depends on how you build the village.
But you know the mayor quite well, so you must know
I know him
what
well
property
enough.
he owns.
Okay,
Interesting.
I don't know what properties he owns. I'm afraid.
I'm gonna give Voldris a signal, but just to wait here,
okay.
and we're gonna continue walking another 80 feet or so.
Okay.
And just as we're out of it, I'm gonna go, Franklin. I must be frank with you. Can we? Are we out? Are we safe? Can I speak candidly with you?
Yes. Okay. As he lowers his voice and says,
It is not by chance that we've met on this day.
"Really?
I know I know very much of your goings on in this town.
Do you?
I know you are a great salesman, a great businessman, and an all-around great stand-up family guy.
Roll a deception
And
check. If you hadn't had the family stuff, I would have done it with disadvantage, but you can roll a straight deception check.
that is 17, 12 plus 5.
Okay, you can carry on. It's like, oh, do go on.
So-
It's so nice when people flatter me.
So, I'm actually here for 2 reasons, and it's all business. So, my original purpose here is that we've heard troubling news of the mayor in this town, and I've actually come to overthrow him.
Really? What troubling news
Yes.
have you heard?
He's rocketing property prices. The price of a pint, I'm sure you're aware, is way overpriced.
Well, actually,
You know,
the pints are rather quite reasonable.
Yeah, but that's to you, you see. I think he's trying to keep you in line. I think he's trying to cloud you. He doesn't see the great goblin that I see.
Thank you.
Now, I had 2 options coming here, and part of my plan, being you as the mayor's go-to goblin, I thought that I had to get rid of you and eliminate you and get you out of the picture. My friends here are expecting me to terminate your life.
What? Oh,
I
I
don't
have
want
a
to do
wife
that.
and children. Why would you do something like
know.
this? There
I
is
know.
no gold, is there? You've lied to me.
There is.
And
But,
after you said such nice things about me.
and I mean them. And it's only out of sheer respect that I'm telling you this. You will leave here with your life today.
Well, thank you.
I need only one of 2 things from you. Either you gift me a generous amount of money for saving your life here today. I will explain away everything that's happened. I will explain to my companions, and they will not track you down. There's no risk on your life. Or you help me take over this town.
Roll a persuasion check, Nathan.
Oh, 22, 19 plus
22.
3.
Right, okay. So he sits there, ponders, and goes, well, do you have any proof that the mayor is skyrocketing prices?
No.
Right, okay. And, well, you've dragged me out into the middle of the nowhere, so I suppose that's proof enough that you're going to kill me. But I don't carry any money on me, so I can't give it to you right now. But I suppose I can give you some if you're that, like, unless you're really have some personal grudge against the mayor. It's just if he's skyrocketing prices, he's technically not doing anything illegal because it's his village. But if you're that dead set on running your own village, I know of a group of people that are planning to set up their own town. You could probably rule them if you wish.
And you would help us with that endeavor?
Yeah, why not?
You would join us?
I guess so. Well, but you'd have to, like, the people I bring and some of the properties you sell, I'd have to get a bit of a cut.
I think that would be okay. Tell me,
And
Franklin, do you know much of magic?
I know bits. I
How
can't do
much?
any myself, but I know I'm knowledgeable on this stuff.
So you don't know that much. Okay, good. What we're going to perform is a magical blood pact. I'm going to cut my hand. We're going to shake on this deal, and if you are to break the deal, you will drop dead, and so will your family.
Oh. Well, I guess. Well, can I borrow your sword, or can you cut my
Yep.
hand as well?
Yeah, I'm going to cut his hand off.
Okay.
Just going to cut his hand.
I was gonna say. Okay, you cut his hand. He then shakes, and he's like, "Well, what happens if you break the pact?"
Well then, I drop dead.
Oh, okay. Well, it seems like it's a win-win scenario for us all.
I think this is the start of a beautiful friendship.
Yes, yes, it is.
Right then. Back to the village. I think we'll celebrate over a beer. You can say farewell to your family for now. Then we'll set off on the road, I guess.
Well, I will introduce you to the people here, and obviously I'll put in a good word for you and all that. In the meantime, if you wish to explain, I've got to get those things together and gather the people and talk you up, essentially, why I meet them, but I won't be joining you straight away.
I'm going to look him in the eye.
D-
Don't fail me, Franklin.
Don't worry, I will not fail you. I've just got to conclude my other businesses here, of course, like obviously get my family ready to move, finish selling that property, and since you're such a strapping fellow and you're so trustworthy, I will cut you in a bit of the gold as well that I earn from it. So I'll, how do I say, bump up the price.
I like it, Franklin. I think that would be a beautiful gift for the start of this business partnership that we're entering.
Okay. The goblin starts walking away.
Yeah, I'm going to gesture to Valdis to let him pass.
He also turns to you, Valdis, and goes, "Well, I will see you around, partner," and gives you a wink.
It will be hard to see around being so small.
That's the idea. And then does a
I'm gonna-
double finger gun towards you, and then
I'm gonna
walks past you, Sam.
Go on.
Says the same thing.
Nade, are you sure you don't want me to do it?
all is fine for now.
Okay.
I'm gonna regroup with the party and just go, I'm so fucking sorry, I have no idea what just happened. I was so nervous.
Oh God!
I tried
So-
to kill it.
From my distance back, I couldn't hear what was going
No,
on. that
you
well.
couldn't.
What,
At the point
what's
of where
going on?
at the point of where he stopped, Sam, you couldn't hear that entire conversation Nathan just had.
Yeah, and then I just saw a goblin give me finger guns. So like, what the hell's going on, Nate?
It was all going to plan. I led him to the spot. He was surrounded. I went for my blade and I just had visions of his family crying at a funeral. And it just came to me. He was far more important to us than a dead goblin. He's
You
now a
do-
business.
Okay,
He's
so
a business partner.
Nade, you do realise I didn't plan to kill him. I simply had a net to put him in.
Hmm.
And then we could have auctioned him back to the town as a ransom.
I feel like that would have been a bad idea.
I think
There's a lot of
this
cards.
this is a smarter play. Let's see how it pans out.
So I want to use my
So-
net.
So what's the plan going forward then, Nate? What did you tell this goblin as to why he gave me finger guns?
I'm gonna be honest. I have no fucking idea. Something
Should we
about
just-
he's.
Should we just bounce? Should we just bounce town?
Well, no, he's going to join us and take us to a new town where we can lead the town.
Well,
Where we can lead the town.
If we leave the town,
Okay.
can I put an annoying person in a net?
Yes.
Sounds good to me. I'm a simple man, but I
just
take
want
great
things in
pleasure in torturing people.
Wow.
I quite like this one. Let's keep him.
okay. So, he did say to you, Nate, to give him a day, and he'll send word as things gather up. So, in the meantime, does anyone want to do anything with this day?
I'm in the inn still. I have no
Yeah,
idea
you
what's
have no
happening.
idea. Is there anything?
I'm just
While you're in there, then, Callum, is there anything you wish to know, or is there anything particular you wish to do? Because there's a few things that I could tell you about. If not, it's up to you.
What could one of these few things that sound interesting?
Well, there's a chance to eavesdrop on general conversations
Oh.
because, like I said to Sam earlier, the majority of people are either in the market or in the pub because there's no current big thing going on that causes people to stay at home.
There's no tier 4 in this area.
So there's a few. There is a very smart gentleman wandering around talking to the people shaking hands. You overheard a few times him saying, or people saying to him, "Oh, morning, mayor," all that sort of stuff. There are a few gambling games going on. So that's the sort of general thing you want to do. So why this has happened? Is there any? So what did you want to do?
I think I'll just eavesdrop for now.
Okay. Can you roll a stealth check for me then, please?
Yeah.
No, sorry, not a stealth. No, yeah, roll a stealth check and then roll a persuasion check. Not persuasion.
I got
I can't remember what the name of the word is. A check to look about. I can't remember what the word is.
perception.
Perception. That's it. How did I forget that?
Yeah, I got a 2 on stealth,
Yep.
and I got an 11 on perception.
Okay, that's not too bad. I'm combining both of them anyway. You're not necessarily like. So if anyone's actually watching you, you're making it very obvious that you're eavesdropping on people, but at the same time, due to you just listening about, you can hear other people. So there is a few things of note. Let me just get my notes up. So you hear about bugger off. Bloody notifications. So you hear about a few. You hear about cases of people disappearing. As a hooded cloaked gentleman is speaking to the mayor. Sort of, he's not necessarily telling him. He's ranting to the mayor, saying, "Mayor, people are going disappearing," and the mayor's response, because this is not necessarily an odd occasion. The man's saying that they're disappearing, saying that this is not normal circumstances, but the mayor is saying that if anyone goes outside the village, they're under their own protection unless they hire protection themselves, because obviously the Badlands have a reputation because no one's tamed these lands, so there's a lot of creatures and unknowns out there anyway. So it's not unheard of that people have gone missing. But you hear him say that but people are disappearing in the town. It's not normal. It's this is under your roof, and this goes on for a bit, and the mayor sort of just signals the guards to drag him away.
Mm.
And then on top of that, you also hear about. Oddly enough, you hear a group of people talking about building a new town. You hear that some new quests have gone up on the notice board. And you also hear the most interesting of news is that the town of Rexington has mysteriously fallen under a grave illness and pretty much killed everyone there. And it's essentially deserted, and you hear that these two people are thinking of going to loot the place because they hear that there used to be a magical shop there and other high-profile buildings. That the town had done quite well for itself, so they believe that there could be gold there. And then
I'm gonna.
Oh shit!
More.
And then you hear other people talking about their days, different sales that were on at different markets, and then that's about it for eavesdropping.
Okay.
I'm gonna go. What's the place? Is it Rexington or Rexington? I'm gonna go over to the people who are talking about that.
Okay.
Happy to go to loot this place. Are you looking for some more people to lend you a hand?
Well, as you approach, the men sort of grasp and they look at you, and it's just like, were you eavesdropping on us? So you approach these men, two human men, one a more elderly gentleman with a big grey beard, and it almost looks like, because the colour's gone from his eyes, it almost looks like he's blind, but he's looking at you very clearly. And they seem to be in standard leather attire. On top of that, and then the other one is almost, you get the sense that it could be a father and son, because the other gentleman looks like him in certain ways, but just a younger version. No facial hair to say, and he's got his long hair, and then he's got it tied into a ponytail at the back.
I'm gonna say to them, well, I was sitting quite far away. I can hear you, but I wanted to help you as well, to warn you at the same time. It's a bit dangerous going out in the village at the moment. Just transporting goods here on a carriage with 3 people defending on it. We nearly had one of our guys die. But to go to a village with an unknown illness, as well as people going missing recently, if you take me and my friends there, we can help you out for a bit of the cut.
Well, there might be more than we can carry. Father, we can't just trust a random stranger. Well, boy, we may have needed to gather other people anyway, and it seems that opportunity has dropped in. So perhaps we can make use of this. He signals over to one of the bar wenches, and she brings over a round, and it's just like, well, let's start off with introductions. I'm Phineas, and this is Ferb.
Oh no.
What's your name, kind stranger?
I'm not buying anymore.
No, it's gone.
What?
Well, I'm Zoe 101. Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
What's your name, kind stranger?
I'm Ignite.
Oh, nice.
I'm
Peppa Pig.
I'm always willing to help out, but I'm going to have to wait until the rest of my party gets here.
Well,
decide
clearly
if
you
you
seem to
will.
be a man of action, or I suppose we could work out some details. Plus, it might help us if you decide not to join. You could help us practice a bit.
Am I here? Am I there?
No, why this is all happening. You're doing this discussion with the goblin.
Okay.
So, what sort of details can we work out? How about we? Well, we each take a section, and then any magical items we find, or anything of true worth, we split amongst ourselves.
Yeah, anything rare of actual true worth we split. But other than that, first come, first served.
I like the.
We're risking our lives by going there,
well,
so
I'll tell
may
you
as well get
what,
something out of it.
because my boy here is a fairly skilled fighter, but he hasn't seen much action. It's mostly defending wolves from on our properties. But he's a stout-willed lad. He can handle a sword quite well. Let's say I'm willing to be generous and say 50-50 of certain cuts. Because obviously we're providing the location, and
Yeah.
well, you're providing the majority of the protection.
It sounds like an okay deal to me.
I like the sound of that. Right then. Well, when your other friends show up, we're normally around here, if not, or you can find us just down the way. And he writes down a piece of paper where you can find his house, essentially. Oh, shit. Well, pretty much the conversation goes back and forth as you're making out any deals. So if you think of any deals, we can always discuss that later. But do you want to do anything else?
No, I'll probably just wait for the rest to come back.
Right, as the three of you return to the bar, you see Ignite sitting at the table. The bar's fairly cleared out at this point. It's about midday. Most people have gone to the market, but there's still the odd drinkers in there. A few regulars, from what you can tell.
Okay, so yeah, I'll see Ignite. I'll go sit down with him. I'm like, I don't know what went on out there. What have you got up to here?
Well, I've been talking to some people, and I met these two lads called Phineas and Ferb. They're looking to go and loot a nearby area, which could have some magic items that could help us if we were to set up a shop.
Where was this?
Rexington.
Wasn't Rexington the big capital? Sort of. It was a big city, wasn't it?
No.
Yeah. So, oh no. Then all I know it's nearby, and there's a great illness that took over the place. So it might be worth us trying to take some potions or something just to defend ourselves.
So possible bad guys, possible magic items, loot. I'm down.
And we've got two people as well that we're going to protect when we take there. So we got some backup as well.
And more guys. That sounds good. And I think we made a Goliath buddy today as well, so that'll help with any creatures we find along the way.
I stride over across the bar. Did I hear somebody mention my name?
No.
Is your name Goliath?
No.
No, but
Well, you refer to
but
me.
if you're down, I'm hearing that there's possible loot down. We'll wait to have to see what Nate says about what he said to this goblin, and we can go from there.
Anyway,
We
how did Nade's deal go? Did he get the golds?
I do not know. As Nate sat down with us.
Oh, point of
I'm
reference
gonna-
as well.
I'm gonna walk in now.
At this point, Callum.
Oh.
As the day went on, I forgot to mention. You did. The mayor is now working behind the bar.
Oh, nice.
Right.
It's
So-
that small of a little village you're in.
Well, because obviously I said to you three that the mayor both runs the bar and is the mayor.
Yeah.
At this point in the day, Callum would notice that because the mayor's been walking around the actual building, he'd noticed that the mayor's gone behind the bar and started working. He's a very distinguished character.
I'm gonna walk
Anyone
in
like
now.
to talk to them there?
Yeah, I'm gonna walk up. I'm gonna walk into the tavern. Or straight out to the bar. Sup, mayor?
Well, you don't know what the mayor looks like.
Behind the bar, right?
Yeah, he's behind the bar.
He's very
I'm just gonna go
very
to
distinguished,
someone.
isn't he?
Just to go to someone behind the bar and go, sup, mayor?
Okay, well, you approach a young woman, and it's just like,
Yeah, somewhere.
blonde hair. She's like, I think you want that gentleman over there.
Well, what are you wasting my time for? Go and get him.
Well, no,
Um,
no need to be so rude.
Well, I have a fucking voice. Mayor?
Right then,
raise your hand.
she wanders off in disgust. So you shout out mayor, and then a rather smart gentleman turns to you, a tiefling, turns round, blue skin, a very straight tail until it reaches the point where it's a bit curled up. A very smart suit of almost like aqua blue, but with tints of purple in it. And then
So the opposite of Nate.
yeah,
Yeah.
a purple bow tie, white shirt underneath, and then a goatee as well, to a point, if that's what they're called. I believe they're still called goatees. Horns, almost look like they're sort of infused into his scores, where they normally stick out and go back. They're going back, but they look like they're almost like bedded into his skull as they're going back. Hair non-existent, and approaches you and there's this. Yes, how can I help you, sir? I wouldn't help him
Greetings,
if
Devil.
I was you. He's a bit of a rude bastard. No, Denise.
Greetings, Devilkin. How be you?
I'm fine, thank you. And how be you?
I am well. We've been in your town about a day now. I wonder if I could ask you a few questions.
By all means, I'm more than happy to help people.
Firstly, what do you know of a Franklin Vander Snugglebottom?
I don't
Little
know.
little goblin fellow.
Oh, you mean Franklin von Weidenstich? I can never say
Exactly.
his name. It's a very odd name, isn't it? He
Very,
sells.
very selfish.
He well, you can't necessarily choose your name.
I did.
What can I tell you about him? Well, he sells the properties around here. He's a very helpful lad, very trustworthy. If he gives you his word, he's more often going to keep it.
Interesting. Now, a second question. Now, we are Devilkin. We are both born from the heart, from the fires of hell. This is not a threat.
No, you're not. Because you're red, he's blue.
Well- No, but still both from hell.
Not in the sense that you're going on about. Red are more associated to Devilkin than the blue ones.
I think they're all hell, aren't they? Tieflings?
No, there's
Yeah.
because red are referred to as Fey Tieflings, which is they're from hell. I'm pretty sure.
What's blue?
I
thought
think
all tieflings were hell.
blue's just a standard tiefling because the tiefling is a race, and then red's a Fey Tiefling, which are more associated to evil stats and from hell.
Thought they all were.
I'll do a bit more
okay,
research
so-
on it, but I'm pretty positive that's how it works.
Don't tell you this as a threat on your life, but how much is your life worth to you?
Well, how can one not take that as a threat? As he gestures the guards forwards. But
I mean it as a means. I mean it as a
well,
means to protect you.
my life to me means nothing. I serve the people.
Very noble. Let's hope the people come to your aid someday, whenever it is needed.
Well, I'd like to think that they would.
It's a very noble way to live.
I don't know if
Thank
this
you.
is just the way you speak, but I should, as just a fair warning, friend, perhaps watch what you say. In the Badlands, not everyone is as patient as I am.
I was just merely seeking if you needed protection.
No, I have enough protection, thank you very much. More than you can realize. Roll a
Okay.
perception check, actually, please, Nathan.
Get no bonuses on this. 14.
Or 2. You do, although you don't necessarily sense anything, you do, when you made that comment, you feel what seems to be a cold, almost like a cold breath on the back of your neck. But since you finished now the conversation, that cold sensation is gone.
Walk away.
All right, then. Do you walk away? Are you joining the rest of your cohort?
Yeah.
All right. Feel
So,
free to discuss.
Nate, did you manage to buy the house with your gold?
I got something better.
Ooh,
I've gained a powerful ally.
great. Is it the goblin?
It is. Good guess. I'm sure he will serve us well.
I don't trust him, the goblin.
Well, to be fair, we've known the goblin exactly the same length of time as we've known you.
Something about his height that really doesn't settle well with me.
And then as I look up at him and I understand. So,
Right.
what have you been up to? What's going on?
So, I found these two adventurers named Phineas and Ferb. There's a nearby town called Rexington, which was under a great illness and it's now empty. they're looking to loot the place. But I heard they were talking about magic items, and as we need to get stronger ourselves, as well as we want to start up our own shop that involves magic items, it might be a good idea for us to go and
I'm going
adventure
to
there.
stop you there. I'm going to stop you there. As leader of this party, I think it's a good idea we go on an adventure there.
I think that's a unanimous vote then.
I'm going to
Yes.
sigh and say that's an amazing idea.
Thank you. Leadership does not come naturally to all.
So, should we rest up tonight then and head out with these guys tomorrow? When would they plan on heading out?
I actually think it'd be best if we rested up tonight and then actually headed out with them tomorrow.
Okay.
So, is that the plan then?
Seems like the plan.
Well,
I think
there's still a few hours in the day. Like, it's probably about just coming up to late afternoon. Is there anything else that people wish to do while they're in town?
I wish to drown my sorrows after Nade said that to me.
Very well then. Anyone
I'm
else?
gonna sit,
For the
I'm
day.
gonna sit and stare at a single spot on the floor.
I wish to drink to my heart's content in this fine establishment.
All right then. Well, what kind of drinks are you drinking? Are we drinking like the strong stuff, the cheap stuff, expensive stuff?
The
Well, I'm
cheap
drinking the
means.
cheap stuff.
The cheap stuff, yeah, you can drink to that as a heart's content. So that throughout the day will cost you a total of. Let me just have a look here. That is going to cost you a total of 2 gold. And
Is
you
it
are
2 gold each or?
no, not
Or-
2 gold is in total.
Okay, I'm paying for my own. I'm not paying for Blake's.
So if you're planning to drink the rest of the day, you'll be absolutely hammered.
Yeah.
So that's fine, but that's pretty much what you're going to do for the rest of the day. Sam,
I'll just. Okay, this is a DM question. Do guns exist in this world?
pistols and rifles do.
I would like to
But we're
peruse the town to
we're-
see if.
We're talking about
To see if-
the ones that you fill up with
Flintlocks.
gunpowders.
Yeah.
Gunpowders, sort of that kind of stuff.
I'll walk around the town and see if anyone has one for sale.
Roll an investigation check for me, please.
Boo. Hey, 18 plus 2, that's an unnatural
Okay,
20.
right. That I will point you towards the blacksmith then. So as you're wandering around the markets here, you see a stalwart dwarf, typical fashion, massive ginger beard, bald on top, but oddly with sideburns, and a massive mustache to boot. You can only really sort of like, you can't necessarily make out proper distinctive facial features. Like you can't even tell where his beard begins and it ends, because it's that sort of that well groomed and so well covering his face. You're not even sure he has a mouth as you approach him.
Um,
And then obviously
Okay.
wearing normal blacksmith attire, and he's working away as a forge. And it's a very open blacksmiths. Like there's a building behind it which you assume is a storage area. And then he has different weapons to play. And what's caught your eye, there are a few different sets of pistols and rifles.
blacksmith.
Aye, laddie.
Those I see a couple of pistols behind you.
Aye,
How
that
much are you
do.
willing to part with one for?
Well, it depends what you want. I've got ones of different makes.
Um,
Ones that are sturdy, ones that, well, you'd fix up yourself, or ones I haven't got around to fixing myself.
How much would one of your sturdy ones cost?
A sturdy one, that's going to cost you about somewhere between, if you want ammo as well, it's going to cost you about 200 to 150.
2 seconds. I need to just check something. So I can't remember what this does. It's always in the weird place. If I was just to take the sturdy one for yourself, no, I'll be frank with you. I only have 150 gold on me.
Okay.
I'll be willing to take the sturdy pistol off you, as it is right now for the 150 gold. No
Okay.
ammo.
Or, well, often what I do is, if you've got anything of value to trade,
Um,
I can always
I could-
assess the quality, whether it needs to be fixed up or not. But that often helps steal down the prices.
I will happily. I don't know much on my. How about I do you one better?
All right.
You see, well, let's see if we can strike a deal with this. I have a knack for imbuing things with power. Now I could imbue one of your weapons to make it hit that little bit harder for your next customer, and you might be able to pull a better sale from one of your weapons. I will happily infuse one of these items with this ability for you.
That sounds like a good deal, but is it a one-time use?
No, it will be as long as I keep the infusion on it, it will keep a +1 bonus to attack, and it will keep the infusion.
Okay. Remind me, Sam, if you did another infusion, that disappears, correct?
Yeah.
Well, you haven't given him that information. Roll a persuasion check, because you haven't actually technically lied to him.
Oof, that's a 13.
13. Well, depending on how you rolled, which you tell you what, I'll knock it down to, if you do this for me, I'll knock it down to, say, 7.5. 700.
75 gold?
75 gold, yes. That's probably the easier way to say
So-
it.
Yep. 75 gold, yes. And I'll enhance one of your weapons for you. That
All
sounds
right,
good to me.
just enhance this fine battle axe for me, if you could.
Yep,
As
no
he
worries.
presents this rather quite well-made silver battle axe.
It takes me roughly around 10 minutes. I am a bit different in how I infuse the items. I'll happily do this in your shop. I'm not going to take it anywhere. So I'll give you the money for the pistol currently as well.
If you wish to do it inside the storage, feel free, but he's not really fussed. He's going to watch you either
Yeah.
way, so wherever you do it, he'll watch you do it.
So I'll basically sit there and with my weird magic hand, it'll sort of like envelop the item and shake it about. And when it comes away, it'll have like tons of whirring cogs on it. And you can see like there's a big, sharper bit of metal on the outside of the item.
Okay.
I'll be like, there you go, sir. And it is done. As you can tell, it's not changed the item. It's just made it that little bit better for you. And I will happily give over the 75 gold for that pistol there then.
All right then. Well, you go over the 75 gold. He gives you the pistol, and because it was such a, he's also going to give you 1 bag of ammunition as well.
Okay,
Just
so
because you
adding
made
that in
such
is
a nice impression on him.
beautiful. He's going to hate me when one of his customers comes back in a month.
Well, we'll see about the consequences later.
So fine as I don't go back. So is that just a normal pistol then?
Yes, normal pistol
Awesome. And
with 1 bag of ammo. However much, like, just click it once, and however much ammo you get in that bag, that's the amount I gave you. Because I'm not entirely sure off the top of my head. As this keeps changing with D&D Beyond half the time, or I just never look properly. Right,
yeah,
then.
and that'll be it. And I'll retreat to the tavern for the evening.
Right, so unless anyone wants to do anything else, the day is coming to an end, and for the lot of you, it's going to cost you 5 silver for 1 room to share between.
Yeah, no, I'm fine
Are
with
we
that.
sharing?
I'm happy to share. I'll just sort of
Do
ditto
you want
in
me
the
to pay
corner.
for it so I can get rid of this annoying amount of silver?
Yeah, go for it.
All right then. The day is coming to an end as you sleep, and we are now coming to Nathan. As you have a far rest, you are greeted to, as you wake up, greeted to a foggy plain coming from underneath the door of your room. The fog has seeped
Who
into the
fucking
room.
goes there?
The fog seeps into your room while everyone else sleeps.
Okay, I'm gonna rub my eyes. I don't quite believe what I'm seeing. Start shouting, fire! Fire!
No one seems to respond.
Fire!
Still no response.
I'm gonna hold my breath.
At this point, as you're holding your breath, you hear a voice that just keeps saying, "Come,
I say, I'm close. I'm getting close.
come to me, young one."
Call me daddy.
Besides from shouting this out, are you doing anything else?
I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna put my fluffy slippers on. I'm gonna put on my robe. I'm gonna go and open the door.
Okay. As you open up the door, you're not greeted by a crowd. You are greeted by almost constant amount of the same amount of fog touching the floor, but almost like into a black abyss. And you, in the distance of this black abyss, you see two sets of eyes 5 times in the sky moving about, and you still hear the same words repeating, "Come, come to me.
Who are you?
You know me very well. I am the one that gives you power."
This is a lie. My power comes from the one great Bahamut.
And I am him. As you are having this argument, the figure of Bahamut becomes very more clear. Not in the sense that you see the definition of it, but you see a foggy shadow of his form.
Why all the eyes? What are all the eyes?
There are several different eyes of these heads.
It's Tiamat that's got several heads.
No, I'm sure it's Bahamut.
I was getting worried then. I thought you'd made Tiamat my god, and I was like, no, I don't want to be evil. Although it is what it is, you know.
Let me just double check, because I'm sure Bahamut was the one with all the heads. Let me just get a picture up, because I may have made a mistake, if that is correct.
Bahamut is also known as the Platinum Dragon. It's just a single head. Tiamat's the one with the multiple.
Ah.
Blue,
Okay then.
blue
You
eyes.
see the what? You see the one set of head then.
Okay. I felt I was on edge. I was on edge.
I do apologise for that.
Okay.
I got my gods mixed
That's
up.
okay.
I know that you
Look,
do.
look,
I know it wasn't off because you do involve both of those gods.
yeah, I do. Yeah.
All right, so
That's
Batman.
all. I
Okay.
thought you were going the other way with it.
No,
Okay,
you do.
cool.
You do see this. The still the shadowy figure. And you see the one set of eyes.
Okay.
I
still do the same. I still asked who it was, so I said, when I realised who it was, I immediately take a knee, and where I am, my lord.
And he says, "I've come with a warning.
What is it, my lord?
Be on watch for the chosen, the speakers, and the hidden ones.
Am I the chosen, my lord?
No, the chosen are of evil nature. I am not sending you to defeat them, but they may involve themselves in your lives. Because you are one who worships me.
I seek more power, my lord. Please bestow upon me another gift.
Continue what you are doing, and you will have your gift.
But I only have 1 attack per action and 2 spell slots, my lord.
Even I, as a god, must adhere to the rules.
I wish to summon a weapon on demand, my lord.
Your weapon will have great power, and it will come to you. But you must continue with what you are doing.
As you wish, Bahamut. I will try.
And maybe threaten less goblins. But that is up to you.
My apologies. My deepest apologies. I will try to be better. I
But
try.
the warning
It's a struggle.
still stands. Watch out for the chosen, the hidden, and the speakers.
I can only hope that one of my companions has taken that as a note.
It's your dream. I'm not taking notes on your
I
dreams.
should have just
It's
muted
your
everyone.
dream.
I should have just had the power to mute everyone else, just so Nathan.
Yeah,
Just one more time, my lord.
it's your dream. I'm not
Chosen.
writing notes.
Watch out
The
for
chosen.
for the chosen, the hidden, and the speakers.
Are they big speakers, bow speakers around, sir?
They are the speakers of the dead one.
Oh shit.
Sonus.
Sonus. Thank you for this warning, my lord.
You're most welcome.
Will that be like Steve Jobs speakers?
He is no longer with us.
They have the same gusto as Steve Jobs speakers. If that
Okay.
helps. Yeah. You return to your bed, and the day is anew.
I wake up with a shock. My lord! Oh,
You also wake up with a bit of wetness down below.
Nade, we are all sharing a room. I'd rather you not do that with us in the room.
shall I?
It's a bit
Right.
troubling for some of us who want to sleep. We don't want to hear the noises you
Have
make.
you seen my nose? I can smell it from.
If you do this again, you're having your own room that you're gonna have to buy yourself.
Have me and
That is fine.
Paddock awoken with a hangover?
Yes, a very big one.
And I'm just sort of, as a Kenku, I'm just sort of roosting in the
So
like,
when you heard "My Lord" as where Sam's all right with it sort of woke him up. You two ignites anger towards Nathan is justified, or to Nate, shall I say, because he's very hungover as well. So
So I'm in a bad mood today.
yes,
Ah.
you
What?
hear a knock at the door.
What is it?
Somebody get that.
I bring a message from my father.
I'm trying to sleep.
Oh,
I've-
sorry. I'll come.
I've got it.
Okay.
I'll open the door slightly, and yeah, I'll open the door slightly and be like, bring a message.
This is for the tiefling. And this small little goblin child hands you a piece of letter.
Thank you, little
Okay.
one.
Hands
What
you
is-
a letter,
what is
not
your
a
name?
piece of a letter. Hand you a letter.
Hand you half
Yeah,
of an A.
Yeah, most of it on the way here.
Can I
my
can
name,
I just
my name is Rum.
Oh,
Rum.
Thank you, Ram. I'm gonna
Oh,
reach
can
into
I
my
just-
sack. And I'm gonna rummage through what little food I have and find the nicest bit of food I have and give it to Ram.
Oh,
can I
Can I
give
just
Rum? Can I give Rum a gift as well?
yeah.
I don't have anything that's actually worth much on.
Right, be careful because
So
this
the-
could go into creepy territory with you guys.
The
Can
best
I-
I can give him.
While you're searching, Callum Blake, what did you want to do?
Can I bring the party over to the corner away from the ears of rum?
Okay. Well, let Ignite give him his gift, and then we can do that.
I'm giving him a vial of fish scales.
Oh, okay. Oh, thank you, kind strangers. Right.
We're going to befriend him.
Thank you, little goblin boy. Now run along.
All right.
No, don't run yet.
He just about to run and then freezes in place and sees how big you are compared to him, and he's sort of a bit of frozen in fear. So carry on.
Can I bring the party out of his earshot?
I guess so.
You think
Bear in mind,
Roll a check.
it's
think
not a massive room. So if roll a stealth check for those who want to speak quietly.
I'm not going to speak, so I'm not going to roll.
Nah, I'm just going to listen. I don't know what's going on.
Okay.
I rolled
I'm
a
not speaking
5.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not speaking quietly either.
Okay, so say your piece.
Well, if this goblin rum, I would assume that they are the child of the goblin we met yesterday,
God.
and we could put him in my net.
I am
And we
not
could
kidnapping
ransom him.
children.
Why
We
would you
could
want to put him in a
ransom him-
net? We
Because we
paid
can
his
ransom-
dad yesterday.
We could ransom him for money.
Why would we ransom for money? Nade is rich. He has 900 gold over the mountain.
Well, I know a guy named Jimmy back in my hometown who pays good money for this.
We
You
know
need to get better friends, mate.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say friend, I'd say business partner.
I'm just going
We've-
to look towards Goblin and just flick him away to say, you can go.
No, the goblin's gone. The moment he heard
Oh.
put him in a net, it's almost like, you know, one of those cartoon silhouettes of smoke's been left behind. He was gone.
Yeah.
The moment he heard
He's gone.
put him in a net, he ran away.
I feel we may have to have some mend some bridges there. I'm going to read the letter aloud.
Okay, well, the letter says, my fine tiefling friend, all the preparations are met. I will be waiting down in the pub for you with the respective land owners. But P.S., I have written a backstory for you all, because I don't think they'd take kindly that you're going to rule over them. So, but I will leave that detail to you. But he then goes on to say that he tells you that you're respective adventurers, and that although that your name is well spoken, your party group, your deeds do ring true, and he's essentially been building up tales and everything of you as like of like how you defeated like hundreds of enemies, like a whole swarm. You defended a village itself. He's essentially been saying enough stuff to perhaps make you your group a good council leadership. Essentially, that's what he's been going for. He's trying to make it. He's been planting the seeds. Essentially, he's been saying in this letter, he's been planting the seeds to get them the idea to make you the council or leaders of the town. But it will still need a
Okay.
bit more work. But he's been doing that.
I'm going to grab my stuff and head straight downstairs as fast as possible.
Damn it!
Well, is roll a dexterity check, Nathan, and you are. Does anyone else want to sort of rush downstairs?
20, but not critical.
Um,
19 plus
What
one.
if I don't care too much about being a leader? I just want to.
That's why I'm
Have a little
asking.
shot.
Like, I'm assuming Nathan's trying to get as fast as he can.
I'll
My head hurts.
yeah,
I'm-
I'll head
I'm
down.
too slow.
I'll head down as fast as I can, just
Okay.
behind Nade, but just so he doesn't.
roll a dexterity
deal with it
check
all
as
by
well,
himself.
please, Sam.
That's
I'll
no-
follow after them to have stumbled.
Oh,
their
that
way.
is going to be good. I have a +4 to Dex. What? That's a 19.
19. Okay, so Nathan will get down before you because he did roll a 20. But you won't be too far behind him.
That's all right.
Right. Well, as you go down, you do see your goblin friend. sitting at a table.
Does he stun us up?
Yes, you do. His son's sort of hidden under the desk, sort of eating some of the food that you gave him, but also like keeping a lookout for the rather large gentleman.
I'm gonna wave. First, go to the bar and order 2 glasses of milk
Okay, well,
and pay for them.
that's fine. That'll be 2 silver, please. As of
Fucking
note,
expensive milk, but alright.
Mayor sets his prices.
What a dick! Should have overthrown him.
You do see, so there are, including your friend and his son, there are also another 7 people there, all human. You see 2 females, an adult and a child, and then you see 5 males, 4 adults and 1 child. I've just note.
I'm gonna take my 2 milks, head to the table, put one in front of myself, and slide one towards the small goblin and say, "Here's a thank you for bringing that message from your father earlier, and I want to apologise for my companion. He was only joking about the net."
Okay.
Yep.
And drinks the milk and sort of just tucks under the chair, quite nicely. And leaves
And then I address everyone else. Good morning, all.
Good morning, from different perspective people.
Can you do all of them, please?
Good morning. 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 Good morning.
Bit weird they all took it in turns. But... okay.
Just the village people in it.
Can you redo it and try and do them all at once, like it would really happen?
Good morning.
We should probably wait for my companions.
Well, Sam's not pretty much there with you anyway.
I think the other 2 are a bit hungover, so
Yeah, so
we can always fill them in.
if you're
I've
going
made
to
my way
wait,
down
I'd assume it'd be about another 5 to 10 minutes. So
Hmm.
Can we just stumble down the stairs?
yeah, you can collapse down them if you want. Just roll down the stairs.
No, gracefully, very. My head is very clouded from a heavy night's drinking,
So
and I carefully step down the stairs.
carefully step down the stairs as you sort of also dragging your head across the banisters, keeping yourself aloft, but just like.
Is there any food at this bar that I can order
Yes.
at this early time in the morning?
There's a standard breakfast package. Is the best way I could put it. Oh, my camera's going. Really foggy.
Is it standard English breakfast?
In the sense of D&D, it's a standard English breakfast, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'll have 2 then.
All right.
Oh.
That'll be 3 silver.
Okay, give me a sec. Okay. Pay 3 silver.
All right. Well, the bar wench does say that she'll bring it over to you when it's ready. Right.
Okay. So
Get this
I'll let
in.
Nate take this away as leader of the group.
Hmm.
I love how there was no argument. Just decided.
Have they all?
Yeah.
No, they're just humouring me. That's all. I think.
Nah, you're the
Um,
leader.
Oh, okay.
You don't get a choice in it.
Are we all here now?
Yeah, I'm gonna sit down at the table.
No, I'd like to wait for my sausage before we have the discussion.
What a sentence that is.
Maybe you should wait at the bar while we discuss business.
Well, I want to listen to business, but I want to eat at the same time.
You
My
can hear
breakfast
from.
sausage.
Just stand at the part of the bar that you can hear from. It's fine.
Conveniently
Yeah,
enough, while you've
just
been
don't
having
be
this
seen.
conversation, your breakfast is brought out to you.
Okay,
Oh,
this is
no.
great.
First order
I
of the
could,
day, so it was pretty quick.
I can eat it and listen.
Perhaps we should start with introductions. I am Nade. You all are.
I am Smash.
I'm Ignite.
Rather,
Rate it. Well, I I am Jimmy, the leader of the group, essentially. I am Jimmy Far Cry.
I was worried then. I thought you were going to say Jimmy Neutron. I thought you were
Yeah,
going to
I was getting there.
Oh
I've
no!
had Finiston
Sorry, I
Sam.
misread my notes. So you'll think of my.
Oh, no.
I am Jimmy Far Cry. This is my wife, Alexis Far Cry. My son Fen and Auga, and my daughter Hauga. I should probably
Son.
mention that.
Okay.
And then this is Franklin, and sort of points to all three of them, and they all just like, hi. So Jimmy, fairly elderly gentleman, but very well built for his age. Like he doesn't miss a gym day. He works out quite a lot, from what you can tell. But he goes on to say that he is a farmer, so he essentially works the fields quite a lot. His wife, a very very pretty blonde woman. Holds herself very well. She almost holds herself in sort of a nobility style, but dressed in peasant's clothes. She has a distinctive scar across her left cheek. I don't know which side that is for you on the camera, but left cheek. His son, who's the eldest, is about in his teens. Looks very much like his father, but just a lot younger. And he's quite he clearly works the fields as well because he's quite built. Not as built as his father, but there's some distinctive muscles. The daughter is similar to her mother, but just with a bit more masculine features of her father. Same blonde hair, fair faced, and in similar clothes to her mother. And then the three Franklins that we have behind us, all oddly look the same, but one's a tiefling, one's a dwarf, and one's a human. All male.
So how old was the daughter?
How old the daughter? She was you could say early teens, still a child, so she's looking from about 10 years old, maybe 9.
Nah.
Oh, we're not going to go there, right? Okay.
No.
I see what your game is now. Yep, so he makes the introductions for all of them. They're all singing. It's just like your friend turns to you as well. Of course, I have been talking you up and of what's going to happen, but these are the fine people that are going to start up this new town.
Wonderful. I like it. And what is it exactly you would want from us?
Well, protection, really. We plan to set up. We hear of some great farmlands further up, but we could do with the protection because it's quite a rough area. From what we've heard, most villages haven't succeeded up there. Some last longer than others, but we have a few tricks, and with our goblin friend here, we have the correct connections to make a flourishing town, which I hope to govern over if possible.
This would have to be beneficial for both parties involved.
Well, you would have a free home to build land on as well, and have shared custody in some of it, and possibly he tells me that you wish to build a shop.
Well, what I truly seek is title, status. So, what would my title be in this village?
How about well, it depends what sort of government we wish to run in our town. We could have essentially a mayor. You could be the mayor's assistant, or we could have a council formed of different members.
Interesting. So
I always like the idea of council. Just put that.
What about a collective commune?
I suppose we could discuss a collective commune. I'm up for other ideas of leadership.
Me and my companions, we're not really settlers. I'm sure you've heard many stories of our great feats. We like to travel. we create and collect stories of the land. So it's very unlikely that we would settle in this village, but for a short period of time, we could help you set up and protect you while you did, and help build your defenses. But what we truly seek is a small base and the ability to create a mobile carriage that we can travel in around the land, selling wares, selling our skill sets, but also drumming up business for this village that we will be entering in a partnership in to create tourism and visitors.
I suppose that's fair. If you wish to handle the details of your base, that's fine. What sort of base are we talking about? Like a garrison where you train troops, or?
Sort of like a workshop, really.
Well,
What more I had in mind?
I suppose when we start the building, you're more than happy to work out the details yourself. It'll be your shop.
I would kind of like just a small bit of land that I could call my own.
Well, there'll be. Well, what do you mean a small bit of that? Because ideally, the best thing is probably build everything behind safe walls. Ideally, we'd probably only have the farmlands outside the walls. Unless we build well enough defenses. I don't mind you putting your shop outside, but it's more just for the ideal of protecting it. That's all I suggest. Your shop is
So in this village, are you going to have serfs?
What do you mean by that?
Serfs.
They're basically they're kind of like slaves,
No.
and they work for you to earn money.
People
And you
can
give them
set
the
up
land
their
to work on.
own businesses, and since we will be the founders of this town, I suppose we'd have cut of the profits of properties, and obviously.
Is there
Because
any sense of expediency in setting up this village? The area's there. We know it's going to be there. Would it be better if we come back well equipped, or would and where is it near? Is it near Rexington? Because we've heard issue up that way recently.
It's not near, but it's in the same direction. But you'd have to go at some point go off into a different direction.
So it's sort of on the way, but off the beaten path, and then we'd have to come back to go further on to Rexington.
Yeah.
Okay.
In terms to answer your question, I suppose the urgency is in the Badlands. It's almost like first come, first serve. Since no one owns lands in here, it's a possibility that other people could go and claim the lands. Luckily, there might be a bit of time, but I don't know how much to say for sure.
What about with this area? Is there sources of clean water nearby? And other than us building farms, is there anything near we could use as a food source before our farms get set up?
Where it is, there's a forest nearby, so there'd be plenty of hunting game. But in terms of with the Badlands, things can change quite a bit. Finding the stuff you need not necessarily will be hard. It's depending on the circumstances of those things. So, for example, you could find a water source, but it could also be home to quite fierce creatures.
Okay.
So, in terms of Jimmy does go on to say stuff like he has sent scouts out before, and he says there's plenty of farmlands. There is also plenty of waters, and because the actual soil is considered to be quite lush and everything. But considering the reputation of the Badlands, it does change quite quickly. A creature could move in at any point. So whether those properties stay the same is a different question. So you're competing with not only different creatures or other people settling the land themselves.
Okay. You guys discuss. I've got to do some artificer thinking like that.
I'm happy to join in this endeavor to set up a town, as long as I have fair compensation for my work.
He does say what you could also do is, if you figure out what the problem is in Rexington, you could set up there as well.
There's the worry of the illness there.
Yeah.
I,
That is
I,
the
don't, I
issue.
don't want STDs
Not
in
again.
Rexington.
Magic STDs.
Yeah, I don't want STDs. So
If I were to rule Rexington, what title would I have?
That'd be up to you.
I could be a king.
Yeah, if you wish to call yourself a king.
King of Fools.
King of
'Cause-
Fools.
Basically, just to sum it up, if you claim a land and you build a town, you get to determine how that town's run.
I say we go to Rexington. Everyone died there, but if we go on ahead, we leave these guys who are squishy here. We go with Phineas and Ferb to Rexington, scout it out. We know there's already buildings there. We know there was water. We know there was food. We know there's possible plunder. And if it's all safe to head in, we send a message back here to tell these guys to come up, or we can meet them if they're not happy to travel by themselves. We then populate the village. You can set yourself up as de facto leader, and we have ourselves a nice little corner. We don't need to rule the whole city. We could even start with just the houses to supply us, make sure they're safe, build up some fortifications, and if we see the town's inhabited by creatures, we can take it out bit by bit.
I'd like that idea, but I would have to maybe question you on leadership, because obviously I'm sure we could work something out, but it's possible we could share leadership, or because obviously you don't wish to run the town like you just said, you wish to set up a shop. So
I really don't care about status. I know Nade has
well,
obviously made
I'm more
himself
than happy
vocal about wanting to
to
lead.
give him the titles that he wishes, I suppose. It's just splitting the hierarchy. I suppose if he's king, you can't necessarily.
Well,
Normally,
if
with a king, they expect
with-
to be there and rule.
but also with a name you make for yourself, the name becomes synonymous with power. And you can see our friend here has some otherworldly power to him. The more his word gets out about the deeds he, the less likely other people would be to challenge this area whilst he is away without even knowing he's there. We give no sign of whether he's there or gone.
I completely.
And his presence alone would keep the town safe. This idea of his presence.
I completely agree, but my only issue is that what do we do in the meantime while he's away? Because obviously his name won't be known straight away.
If I
We'll have to
may,
build up the town because this isn't just our place to live; it's yours as well. So we can't do everything for you.
I'm not saying
You'd have
that
to build
you
one-
will, but if
one
he
as well.
if he wishes to establish himself as a king, then there are certain responsibilities and other risks with it. But with a council, there might be a bit more thing or a different leadership. That is all I am saying, my comrades.
as much as I in my place in this world, I wish to prove myself to the common people. Not all tieflings are evil devilkin. But I feel currently we're discussing matters about a town that we do not currently have.
That is a fair
I
point.
would put forward. I would put forward that we first secure a town, and then we can have this discussion.
Right then. So what at this point then would you guys want to do?
I would go to Rexington and
Yeah,
see if we
I
can set up shop with these people
well.
there. I feel that
Yeah.
that's safer in a sense for these people. Then, because we also heard about gnolls in the area last time, and
Yeah,
I don't want to have them eat just in the night.
Yeah.
I'm in agreement.
Rexington.
Right then. Well then, if you're going to Draconism ahead, I wish you the best of luck. I will try and drum up some more helpers in the meantime. Maybe start spreading your word. So what do we call your merry band?
Oh,
Big Merry Now
No.
party. This
Oh,
is for you guys
no.
to decide.
Oh,
I was thinking this earlier and I had nothing in my head.
You will know our name when
Oh,
you meet
no.
us in Rexington.
Okay. If that's what you wish.
Rex,
For now, you can call
Nah.
us the Liberators of Rexington.
Very well then.
What about? He's putting this out. What
Well,
about the
does-
Vicious Wanderers?
Well, do we all wish?
I've-
Do you all agree with what Nathan said? Do you want to wait until you reach Rexington?
May as well. If we
yeah,
haven't got a
yeah,
day.
let's wait. Let's wait.
The
Alright.
only thing I have in my head is Vicious Wanderers because we've not been that nice so far.
Well, as you're,
I was
as,
thinking Rexit, but you know.
Rex.
Oh
as
no.
you, I suppose, as you're wandering as a party, you can discuss it. So we shall be on our way then. Right then. Luckily enough, Phineas and Ferb are in the pub because they are waiting for you, Ignite, to find out what your answer is.
Yes, I'm gonna go over to them and go. Phineas, Ferb,
Yes.
here is my party with me. We're ready to go to Rexington if you are as well.
Well, I have my cart and I have supplies.
Let's go then.
Well, clearly, some introductions need to be made.
So,
Smash.
as you know, I'm already Ignite. This is the party I'm a part of. They will introduce themselves.
I am Smash.
Smash, it's a pleasure to meet you.
Nate.
I am Valdus, gladiator from afar.
Very well then. Well, I'm Phineas. And he is Ferb. Well then.
Are we traveling by cart, by foot? How far is the journey? How
There
long
is
is
a cart.
the journey?
The journey is at least at a steady travel and traveling quiet. It will be a good week before we get there.
I reckon I can do it in 6 days.
Yeah, depending on how your pace is.
Never trust Google
So
Maps.
you're taken out to this cart, and by the cart, it's not a horse. It's quite a rather large, sort of cow-like bull creature. Very furry, almost like a yak, essentially.
Oh, we can get some yaks now.
And
Oh,
quite large in stature. The cart itself is empty with just a few basic camping supplies at the back. So you can all fit to the back as it's driven along. But that may not be the case on the way back, depending on how much loot you have.
Okay.
So if any of you wish to get any last minute supplies, I would recommend do so before you head off.
Can we check the general
money.
store if they have any like antidotes or healing potions? It might be good.
They have them.
Before we do that, I'm going to go to Franklin, our goblin friend, and say, "What do you think of this plan? Do you think it's a good one?"
Well, it would work. I could still bring people there regardless.
I fear that me and my friends are putting a lot up front. We're putting ourselves in a lot of the danger before it's even evaluated the situation.
Well, I understand your concern, my friend. The only issue is with the Badlands, things can keep changing quite rapidly, so it's very hard to know what danger is up ahead.
It's very true.
Yes,
Any harm could befell us.
any harm could fail you. I would say in the long run, it would be rather quite for your plans of setting up a shop and a cart, it would be very profitable and worth it. I would.
As we have both agreed, the Badlands are very dangerous. Anything could happen to us. And also, you agreed that my party is putting a lot at risk going forward up front. So I ask of you, could you please head over to the general store and supply us with a small amount of health potions or of the such, whatever you can get your hands on, really. Just as a helping hand from you, as though you were there, as though you were part of the party, but
Roll a
we want to keep you out
persuasion
of danger. Persuasion.
Is this the general store?
But
No, you're
that's an
looking.
11.
If you want a general store, you're looking at a little.
What about this one? We're looking for medicine wares, aren't we?
That's true, but that's also. Well, actually, no, that's a fair point. What did you get, Nathan?
Oh god,
11.
boots.
Sorry, say that again.
11.
11. Do you know what? Yeah, why not? That's a fair point you make. That'll be give me about 10 minutes and I'll meet you by your cart. Oh, before I
Thank you,
forget,
friend.
here, for you and your cohorts, and he plugs down a bag of coins for you.
Thank you. I'll put them in my back. Actually, yeah, we had someone managing coin, didn't we?
Yeah, that was Callum.
Yeah.
Managing coin and
Ignite.
taking note.
Yeah, and taking notes.
Wait,
How much coin is it?
So you open the bag, you count it out, and there was 200 gold in there.
200 gold.
do you want to say you keep track of the gold, but we keep it in my bag of holding?
Okay.
Because I feel like that's safer and won't get pickpocketed.
Yeah.
Because if someone does cut open my bag of holding, we'd know about it at least.
Okay.
Half a cow falls out.
Oh no, that's from a different game, isn't it? Because I thought, didn't
Yeah,
you
we
still
don't have
loads
the
of
axe
milk
milk.
in there? No, okay, yes, 200 gold. About 10 minutes pass, and Franklin does come back with 6 normal potions of healing and 2 greater potions of healing, and
Alright, I'm just going to take them all for now, guys. Okay.
and then on top of that, he also gives you
Yeah,
1 potion of
Hang on.
cold.
Slow down. First potion of healing. How many of those?
So 6 standard normal potions of healing, like that's the lowest rank, and then 2 greater potions of healing,
Yeah.
and then you also get 1 cold resistance potion.
Hold.
That should be in D&D Beyond, and then 1
Yeah.
potion of fire resistance.
Give that to Callum.
Potion of cold
And
resistance.
then obviously the effects follow on D&D Beyond.
Callum, as a fire ganassi, you are fire ganassi, right? Do you have
Yeah,
like
I
a
have fire
weakness?
resistance. No,
But
I don't
do you
have
have
a
a
weakness.
No, he has a
No.
resistance.
Just resistance to fire.
Okay.
I've got a resistance to cold as well, so
Oh, nice.
Oh, awesome.
And
Part of
that's
my race, yeah.
pretty much it.
Okay, cool.
I will let.
Right. So as you pack your stuff, was there anything else just before?
Nope.
Nah, I'm good.
Right.
I got my
so
shooting
as,
pistol.
As you pack up your things, begin to set off your journey, we will take a short break. About 5 to 10 minutes. So, right, we're back, and our adventuring party is just begin to set it off with Phineas and Ferb. So we know what they're doing today.
What invention are we making?
So you set off is obviously Phineas will be driving the car and his son's sitting with him.
They're not brothers.
Yeah, I said it was father and son, but they're just the names. They don't have to be bang on characters.
They're bang on character in my mind.
Fair enough.
We've
I
got a
didn't even describe
Dorito
him with red and green hair.
Oh no, I don't care about the hair. One of them's a Dorito and the other one's just got a long nose.
So
That's what I'm imagining.
Fez. Okay, I'll let you imagine that. So then, right then, well, first question is everyone going to be keeping watch?
Yes.
I shall be.
All right.
no,
After
because
doing-
I'm lazy.
After how unsafe our last carriage journey was, I'm keeping watch this time.
Can everyone roll for their first. Well, everyone who's watching, roll a perception check, please.
Oh,
Bottom
piss off.
perception.
Ooh, I got
That's a 10.
5.
And now we're in
That's an
about
11.
early afternoon
Oh.
to late morning as you're setting off on your journey.
Who's driving?
Phineas.
Okay.
And you're all sitting at the back.
Cool.
So,
Can we-
what did people get?
I got a 5.
10.
11.
Okay, so well, a fairly good number for a group check. So
Just being kind, guys,
as
he's
you
being
come to
kind.
the open
Shit.
field, you do see figures off in the distance, but these seem to be like the general herbivores grazing on fields. You can't quite make out their detail, but from the distance that they're quite large creatures, just grazing away as they normally do.
Are there any birds in the sky?
Roll an investigation check.
I know what you're going to do.
Investigation. Oh, I got -1 here. 15.
15. Okay, so there is what seems to be there are a few different birds in the sky, and there is a very sort of, compared to the others, there's a very large shadow of a bird in the sky as well.
I'm gonna, looking at the birds and seeing a variety of different birds, I'm gonna cast how do I pronounce it? Thaumaturgy. And I'm gonna make the sound of the cry of a raven as I try and call a raven down from the sky to me.
That is not where I thought that was going. I thought you were going to film it, Eldritch Blast one out of the fucking sky.
There is still time.
Yep, one
How many,
raven. One raven seems to lower itself down. Doesn't come to you, but it's a bit closer now.
Okay, I want to do an animal handling check. I mean, I want to sort of spend some time with the raven to try and just get it to follow us. I don't want to command it or anything like that. Just want it to like us enough to follow us.
Have you got any food on you?
Yeah, I've got like.
This is
bits
the
of
raven
rations
asking,
and-
not.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, mate,
Bits of
got any
bread.
food?
Got any food, mate?
We've got all sorts. bits of fruit, bits
Okay.
of bread in my
Roll
bag.
an animal handling check.
That's a 15.
It's 15. Okay.
With no bonuses.
Throughout the day, you are making a raven perch up to the thing, and you're placing the food down near the cart, and it is feeding off it. And there's a point of note as you're doing this for the rest of you. That shadow in the sky that you all saw has gotten bigger, but it still fares away from you. But it's getting bigger and bigger as it's starting to almost go into like a dive form, Bob. And as it comes down, you see this massive monster of a bird just smash down and grab one of those creatures that you saw earlier and start to fly away.
Do I know what that creature was?
Roll an insight check. No, tell you what, roll an insight or a history check.
I'll take that one because that's higher. That is an 18.
An 18. This creature you've known from seeing a few pictures and stories while you've been in town is known as a rook. Big, monstrous, powerful, like even seasoned warriors and adventurers have trouble bringing one of these beasts down. It takes either a group of very powerful, skilled people or almost a battalion to bring down this creature.
This rook, these
We will
rooks,
stay far away from that.
and these rooks, how many feet away are they?
You're looking about close to just under 100 feet.
Okay, so it's still far
Well-
away from us a little bit.
Well,
we just see it in
do
the
they,
distance.
do they taste good?
I'm really worried what you're about to do. Are we going to have
I'm
to
a
push
bit-
Blake off the carriage?
I'm a bit hungry at the moment, you see, and I'm very simple-minded. And that bird seems to have picked them up. So it must mean that they're tasty.
Oh, you mean the things in the fields, not the rook? The rook is the bird.
Oh, okay. What are the things in the field?
You can't tell from this distance. You can only tell.
How many feet away are they?
They're about the same distance as the rook, but they've started to scatter now in all different directions.
Well, can I throw a javelin at them?
All right, but you'll have to do it with disadvantage.
They're 100 feet away.
You're going to throw a javelin 100 feet, but we're not even going
I'm
over there.
Well, we are. If I down one.
Do you really want to get that close to a rook?
Well, it's
If
for
that
what?
is yeah, but if that's its hunting ground as well, it's not the safest place.
What did you use, Sam? Just out of curiosity, history or insight?
Insight.
Okay. You do notice from that 18, I'll give you that as well. You do notice a second large figure in the sky.
Yeah. No, round it up quick. Make sure we're not the target.
So, just curious. Obviously, I've already beckoned one raven.
This is
Have any other ravens started to come as well?
from your thaumaturgy, yeah, a few showed up, and only one's really paying attention to the food.
Okay. I want to try and befriend more of them.
Right. Do a persuasion check, but we'll just go through the whole sort of. No, do another animal handling check with advantage, actually, because you can go through the same process. That's what we'll do.
That is a 19.
19, okay. So through the same process, a couple more ravens are showing up. There are about 3 just sort of hovering about, but they're a bit wary at the moment with the massive creatures in the sky. So they're not staying too long. They're just sort of quickly coming, flying away and coming back. You are in a massive open field, by the way. Phineas is keeping the cart steady at the moment, and he has noticed this creature. He just told us to say, just so you're aware, if we keep it quiet and keep the movement very slow, we should be all right.
Okay,
Based on
keep it up.
based on Sam's knowledge, I won't be throwing my javelin.
Very well then. So
Good. That would be a TPK.
As you're slowly starting to approach the edge of a forest, you're about another 100 feet away from it. You do notice that the large thing that was in the sky, the other large shape, has moved closer to you. It's still the same height, but it's moved closer above you, so it's more up now, and it seems to be circling you.
How close is the forest to us?
About 100 feet away.
It
So
might
I'm
be
gonna-
worth us making a dash to the forest for some protection.
I like that idea. I'm going to lean to Phineas. Say, Phineas, make a dash for the forest.
I don't.
Unless you seek to become rook food. And then I wherever ravens are left, I go, fly, Raven Squad, save yourselves.
Okay.
Fly, Raven Team, go!
We might want to.
He does it, and the cart does begin to pick up pace. But you do now notice from that quick movement, the rook is beginning to dive.
I will just blast a fireball up into the air, not trying to hit it, but just trying to scare it with fire.
Can I join in on that as well?
Can
Just
I throw a javelin as well?
Roll.
Make like an explosion. Oh yeah, just make loads of little explosions instead of actually trying to hit it. See if we can get it to turn around.
Roll. Okay then. Boom, 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 boom. So you're all making little explosions. Okay. Okay, so
I just realised why I'm late.
as you're making the explosions, setting off different fireballs and massive explosions, smoke begins to almost cover the sky. So as you go, you do see this massive bird slam through the smoke, but because it lost sight of you, it slams straight into the ground, and then sort of is just thinking that it got you, but doesn't seem to be anything there. As it's got scrapes of dirt. As this scrapes the floor, uses its massive beak to get as its wings are flopping around, crushing it with dust. In fact, the large wingspan from this creature and the sheer force of wind that it pumps from its wingspan, you can actually feel it hit the back of the cart, and it sort of. But it then notices and starts to look at it, begins to take flight again. But you're about
Before it
50.
like how far away are
You're
we?
about I'd say 45 feet away from the forest. This
Well, how
creature-
close are we to the bird before it flies away?
Huh?
How close were we to the bird before it started to fly away?
About 50 feet away.
Okay.
But
I want to give it a javelin.
but
No.
but just as a point of reference, when that thing made it dive, it was about a good 100 feet in front above you. It can move quick in the air. Considering its size,
Okay,
it
so-
moves quick. So and
I'll,
it's beginning to
hit
take off again.
Phineas. I'll hit Phineas on the shoulder and be like, right, straight to the woods, get us some cover.
Alright,
Make a
I'll
loose
try-
sight of us,
try
'cause
again
it'll
to
go-
see if you can speed up
It'll
the
go
cart.
back through that smoke.
The cart does.
And then lose sight.
The creature has taken off again and is beginning to make its way towards you as it's gliding towards you. What are you doing?
Seeing as we made smoke cover last time, I'm going to continue that again with
Okay.
my cantrip.
Can we work out whereabout the bird's going to land?
Roll an insight check.
I got a 2.
Okay, so you can't determine. Okay, so you can determine that it's probably going to pick you up and carry you away.
I'm
I think
an
I'll join him with
educated man.
the
I'm an,
fireball
I'm
again.
an educated man. I've read many books. Would I know what this creature's enemy would be? I.e., what would be its predator?
From reading the books that you have, it hasn't really got a predator. This thing's big and it's like the apex predator of the sky. I'm short of a dragon. I doubt that there's much to scare it.
Can I, as we're moving away, use mold earth, consistently keep like making spikes behind us?
How much earth can you mold?
It's 5 foot
Okay, yeah.
for one action.
You can do that, but considering the height that it is off the ground, it's not going to really do anything to it.
I'll just do
considering this-
firebolts then instead.
Considering this thing flies, if it gets really close, could I throw my net at it?
You can, but I doubt
It's
your net's going to be
very
bigger.
big.
It's this creature is colossus. It is
Can we just
So,
go back?
so my really big net I've got in my bag won't cover it.
no.
Okay.
Can we just go back a second?
well,
Yeah.
I think
Callum wasn't trying to make spikes to hit the bird. He was just making spikes behind our carriage. So if the bird was to land behind us, he would land on the spikes.
No, yeah, I get that, but like I'm just saying, as a point of reference, the bird's probably flying over you. So as you're putting this, if you're keeping a constant go, that's fine. I will keep that in mind.
Oh, yeah, keeping it like constantly going because I can.
This
cast it.
creature's coming in
Oops.
fast and it's getting very close to
I mean,
to grabbing you. Sam, are you still doing your fire thing, Sam, with your cantrips?
Yeah, I'm trying to just make smoke to obscure its vision from us as we head towards the forest. So if it loses sight of us when we hit the forest, we particularly know where we are, we can hop off the cart and hide away from the cart. And I'll be telling the other guys this as well.
Right. Well,
I, mean,
let's say,
I still think it's worth throwing a javelin. At
well,
it.
if you want to throw a javelin, roll to hit them.
Yeah. I might blind it, you know. I'm gonna aim for its eye.
Right. Okay.
It's got eyes, hasn't it?
Yes. We don't necessarily do pinpoint stuff, but I suppose in this terms of this kind of combat, I will allow it. But you have to roll high, because not only do you have to beat
okay.
its AC, you're aiming for a particular point.
Am I just doing a normal roll, or?
Well, roll to hit plus with whatever modifier that you use on top.
Okay. So no disadvantage at all on the roll.
No
to hit.
disadvantage. The creature's close enough, but it's not close enough for it to become disadvantage.
I got a 19.
Okay, and it ting whacks off its beak. And
okay.
with Sam's distraction, ooh, all right. So the creature once again is distracted by the smoke, and just trying to determine. Callum, what does it say in your mold earth spell? Because I need to determine if it actually pierced the creature's skin.
So mold earth, it's literally just using dirt and stone.
Okay, yeah. So as it lands, it does hit the spikes and doesn't suffer a lot of damage. It seems to have scraped it, but it doesn't seem to have done much to deter it as it slams down again. Thankfully, to that distraction, you have reached now the edge of the forest as the rook is about to take flight again.
Okay, so I say we try and get the cart just inside. I'll be telling this to Finney as well. Get the cart just inside the forest. We'll jump off and hide in the trees just behind. And we'll do that if no one has any objections.
No, none from me.
Go over.
Right then,
Okay, then.
can. Okay. Right then, let me first do a roll to see how fast the cart is going to go. It's all right then. Can everyone roll as the cart's put enough inside? But can everyone roll a stealth check for me, please?
Okay.
I'm happy with that.
We got 8s.
I'm not happy with that one.
I got an 8.
Not that one. I got 21.
I got 17.
Okay. I need to do Phineas and Ferb's one. Okay. All right, not bad. As sort of you hear the taking off of the bird, you can hear the noise and feel almost part of the wind just reaching the edge of your face. You hear
Whilst we're hiding, I'll try and see if I can spot it through the tree line as well.
roll a perception check, please.
So I can just try and keep an eye on if it's gonna. It's only a 10.
Okay, so as you hear its take off, almost as the takeoff finishes, it goes very silent. It's very quiet. So it's just dead silence. As a few moments pass, still quiet. Ferb stands up and looks around with your gun. Just as that sudden point happens, a massive crash comes through the forest, and you see the massive beak and a massive as the creature grabs him in its beak and flies away.
Was that the sun?
That was the sun. I did very shitty on his stealth roll.
And I just.
I'm afraid.
Well, I can't really put my fingers to my lips because I've got a giant beak. But I'll be like.
But the creature grabs him and then flies away. That's it. It's taking you. But you can hear his gargled scream as the thing takes away. But you can also see, as well, Phineas, tears beginning to roll down his face, but holding in the pain of seeing his son being grasped by this creature. Trying all his kind, but knowing that he has to stay quiet.
Cure wounds doesn't heal emotional problems.
No, it does not.
So,
Okay,
Sam,
so
you guys
can we
go.
spot?
get him to look at some pretty rabbits and hold the gun up to his head.
Sam, what did you want to do?
Can we see where this rock is now? Has it flown away?
Roll a perception check, please.
Has a 19.
You have seen it away. It's beginning to drift further and further away, and the screaming seems to have, as it's flown away, slowly stopped.
Okay, I'll be like, right. There's no time to dally. Let's jump back on the car and keep moving. I'll take
Phineas
control of the horses.
Sits up and just sort of stands there and just in shock of what's just happened.
Valdis, can you pick Phineas up? Which one? Which Phineas?
Gonna have to roll a strength check for that.
Not really, because you're quite big, and he's not really. He's like in pure shock. His like face has gone white, and he's just sort of sitting
let's-
there.
Let's keep this
Alright,
moving.
Just pick him up.
We pick it up with no
Where am I
problem with
putting
your
him?
height and strength, and put him in the back of the car. Who's driving the car?
I'll drive the car.
Can you roll an animal handling check for me, please, Sam?
Natural one. No, that's an 18.
18. Yep, you make the
Why do I have
yak
+3
would
on animal
move
handling?
no problem. And you continue your journey through the forest. Who's keeping watch?
I'm gonna keep
I-
watch again as
I am.
well.
I am keeping watch.
Anyone
I'll
who's
say.
keeping
Hmm.
watch, please roll.
I'm gonna
another
keep watch
perception
as
check,
well.
please.
Perception. Shit. I got a 3.
15.
Let me roll it. Come on.
Yours goes pretty slow, doesn't it? Like,
It's not doing anything at the moment.
if that one doesn't do anything, you can do it in roll 20.
Just roll a d20 and have a perception.
Or you could have some very nice dice.
I can't remember how you do it.
Whilst
So-
we're looking, I'm gonna once again use thaumaturgy to make a couple of crow.
I got a
calls,
10.
a couple of raven calls to try and get the ravens to come back to me.
Okay. As you do that, you do hear. There is a reply this time to this, and you hear like sort of growls and larger creatures in the forest, and you also hear like a howl of wolves and everything. But there seems to be no crows this time. Or
Do I see them?
roll a perception check.
That's
19.
Okay, you do see them in the trees, but they're very wary to come down to the ground.
Say, I thank you, my ravens. I turn to the rest of the party. Without those ravens, we might not have seen the incoming danger from the rook, and we might not be here now. We owe our
I
lives
agree.
to the Raven Squad.
So one check on Phineas.
Phineas?
Oh. I don't deal with emotions.
My boy is gone.
He is not gone. He's never truly gone at a point in his heart. He's always here.
Roll a persuasion check with disadvantage.
With disadvantage?
Yep.
I want to keep trying then. I've got more to say.
All right then.
More to say. I'm gonna say to Phineas, I have something to tell you. I'm a very powerful being. Do you know this?
No.
I have ventured to the other side. I'm gonna cast thaumaturgy again, and my voice is gonna not gonna go loud, but it's beginning to boom. And then I'm gonna cause any candles in the car to light.
It's me.
gonna
My
be a-
hair lights up.
There's gonna be a slight tremor in the floor.
I think
And-
with thaumaturgy,
and-
you can only do one of those set of options.
I can do 3.
Yeah, but I think you
So I'm
you
not-
could do one of those 3 at a time you cast it.
No, you can. If you cast your spell multiple times, you can have up to 3 of its effects that activate at any one time.
Okay.
So I'm going to do 3 of them. So I'm doing voice booming. I'm not doing flame. Sorry, voice booming. The harmless tremors on the floor, and my eyes are also going to turn into like they're going to look like a galaxy, like a galaxy in each eye. I have been to the other side. I have seen what's there.
Can I just ask what people got on their perception rolls? Don't think I
I
asked.
got a 3.
I got a 10.
Okay.
I was controlling the yaks. I'm keeping an eye on the road. So I guess I'd perceive anything that's up ahead.
Well,
I don't know
what
if
did
it's
you get,
roll
Sam?
perception or passive for
or do
that.
you need to do a roll?
I'll do a roll. I
Okay.
only got 13. No, 12, sorry.
12.
12. Let's see.
Is Twitch messed up for anybody?
Yes.
How
That's all
so?
right.
In what way?
So unless you've got a stream open, you can't
Oh,
see any of the ones that you're following. You can't see the amount watching.
Yeah, I just refreshed
You,
it. It's slowly coming back now.
Yeah, so I've
I think it
refreshed
might be
a
on
few
your end
times.
because it seems to be working all fine, and the stream that I've got up here seems to be working fine.
Oh, is that working?
Yeah.
I'll refresh again, but I couldn't see anything on your chat or anything. Because at the moment it says you are the only person streaming out of the ones I follow.
Yeah,
It
me
is
too.
saying no, I only
Wow.
follow you.
That might be
Well,
something
that
on your
doesn't-
end by the looks of it. Is
Can't
everybody?
that
Yeah,
go-
it seems like it's a Twitch thing. Don't worry about it.
Well, I like that. That makes me not stealth
People
party.
can still see it anyway, at least.
Yeah, people can still see. Plus, it's recording as well. So
Yeah.
Callum, can you see my webcam?
What have you done to it?
Look at
Oh,
that.
no,
Look at this stealth hiding. I like this.
right.
What is
so,
it? Is it your glass? Oh,
Yeah.
your alcohol.
so
Terms of service.
as you're doing this, Nathan, Phineas stands up and he's like, I believe you're right. As he stands up, in this short moment, a quick, sort of large green hand comes down, grabs Phineas and drags him up into the forest trees and starts beginning to run away with him as you hear screams.
We've got to at least save him. I'm going to cast Firebolt at whatever's grabbed him.
Yeah,
How
very
far
well.
away is this being that's running?
No, it's pretty much right, almost right next to you. It's only just begun, so we'll.
I
All
got
right,
a
then.
12.
So we'll do a bit of top of the.
Yeah.
Roll to
Oh.
roll for your firebolt, then, please.
I got 12.
12. Let me just get the stats up for this wicked creature.
Callum, I won't throw a javelin because it'll probably go through Phineas. So actually, it's a bad idea.
Dun,
Go-
dun, dun,
go on
dun,
out.
dun, dun, dun. Oh,
Wait,
anytime you'd like to
wait.
load.
Wait. What? Do I need to attune that? I do not. Ooh. I'm learning more about artificer stuff.
Dun, 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 dun. What was it again, Callum?
12.
That misses.
It was a rot troll.
Blake is disappearing.
Yeah, I
Oh, sorry.
had control of the cart. I guess I can't really turn around and fire my thingy off at him.
You could, like, you rolled a pretty high check. The cart's still moving though, as this happened.
Um,
I'm still in what I'm gonna now call God mode. Turn to the rest of the party and go, "It is okay, all. He will be with his son soon."
I mean, to be honest, it's gonna save him suffering from the loss of his son.
You can't just let a guy
he's
die.
He's a distraction.
Oh my god, someone
No.
help me!
The dad's meant to be a
Alright.
trained
Does it
warrior.
sound like that
we're,
shout?
we're currently still in
Does
the,
it
the
sound like
first
that's-
round. So, Callum, you've done something. What are you doing, Nathan?
I'll just blast him.
All right, roll to hit,
Hey.
please.
Yeah, and I'll fire with my pistol as well.
All right, roll
I'm
to
a
hit,
good
please,
boy.
Sam.
12. Yeah.
Blake, what are you doing?
Well, could I
24.
net? Are they really close? Because I've got a net.
It's
But-
pretty much just grabbed him and he's beginning to move. If you want to throw your net, I would say probably with disadvantage, but more for the fact that this creature's in the tree, so it's not necessarily going to wrap it up.
Okay.
Right. I had a
Roll
24 to
disadvantage
hit.
to the net.
24 to hit.
I got 12 to hit.
12 to hit. Okay,
me just-
Nathan, you
Um,
miss. Sam, you hit. Roll for damage, please, Sam.
Oh shit! It's only 6 damage.
Or smash, should I say? 6 damage. Okay. so
Shmish.
6 damage, and then when this thing takes a hit, where is it? Oh, it does not. Okay. No, that's fine. Okay, 6 damage is taken. Blake, what are you doing?
I got I got a negative roll, so I missed.
Okay. So, as you all should, and you want to hit,
Yeah.
as you hear the,
Love it.
as
Yeah.
Sam quickly turns right, west to you,
Netted himself.
and somehow carefully seeing the different shades of green and movement in the trees, Smash pulls out his pistol, almost like quick draw style, fires his pistol. It's a loud noise, and then it causes some of the birds to scatter and cry, and you hear the echo of this. At the same point, and then you hear a grunt as it's happened, and then the creature is beginning to move further through the trees as it's dropped down from the trees now, and you can see its hulking green rotten flesh, long snout, almost fading hair, as this creature looks almost like it should be dead, with the way its skin's rotting, as it then begins to run further away. It is now. It's because it's going to dash as well. It is now approximately about 60 feet away from you.
60 feet. I'm gonna still go in for another attack, I think.
So we're back at.
If we can try and get him to drop the guy at least. I'm gonna just firebolt again. I'm not gonna waste using any spells on this.
All right, roll for an attack.
How far away did you say it was?
60 feet at this point.
I got 12 again.
Yeah,
That misses as it burns a bit of the tree.
I'll firebolt as well. That's a 23.
23. Go for roll for damage, please, Sam. Nathan.
That's literally only 3 damage.
Am I hitting again?
Are you attacking or are you doing something else?
Yeah, I guess I'll roll to hit again.
Okay, roll to hit then, please. Blake, can you do something?
I'm gonna throw my my javelin.
All right, roll to hit.
Got
So, what damage did you get, Sam?
3.
And this was firebolt.
Yeah,
Okay, sweet.
it's only 1d10.
I rolled 11.
11.
so I
That
didn't
misses as you throw your javelin and just lands in somewhere in the trees. Bear in mind, the cart's still moving, so about at the end of all this, you'll have moved another 10 feet. Nathan?
Yeah, I'm not stopping the cart.
I missed.
Yeah,
Rolled a 6.
Okay, well, considering how shit I rolled on this next one, you do see another similar-looking figure slowly creeping from the other side of this forest, this pathway, creeping its way through the forest, making its way slowly towards you.
Oh, let's just fucking leave him.
I'll speed up the cart.
Okay,
Aw.
roll another animal
Yeah.
handling check, please, Sam.
That was an 8.
Okay. The cart
just
slightly
rolled over
picks
from
up
a
pace,
20
not
to
much
5.
faster, because obviously you've got control of the yak. Oh, I forgot to do an animal handling check when you fired off that pistol. Never mind, too late now. So it is beginning to still move. The other figure now is even further away. You can barely make out its shape, but you can still hear the muffled screams.
just leave him. I've already wasted, a javelin on him. We've got a free
Yeah.
yak. That's my take of it. We've got a free yak.
Yeah, we're gonna just keep heading that way.
All right then.
Got a
We're
cart
gonna
as
keep
well.
rushing out.
Oh, fucking hell. I'm gonna
Life's good.
give a little pray.
Okay, Nathan, are you doing anything else?
They don't die.
Nope, nothing else from
Okay,
me.
so as the cart continues to move, you do see the creature following you, but slowly starting to lose interest as the further you get away from it as you keep going. The gap seems to be widening, even at the pace that you're going, but I'm not really fussed who, but you can all do it or not. Someone roll another perception check for you, please.
Roll a perception.
I got a 19.
17.
Okay, you do see a lot
Hey.
more figures about of different shapes as you're
9.
going through this, like of like almost like different glowing eyes and all this creature. Even though it's still bright out, you can still see bits of the sun coming through this thick, dense forest. You're seeing like shadows and all sorts that are in this forest, watching you. Can someone do an insight check for me, please?
Yeah.
I will happily do that. Nope, that's an 8.
I got a 3 if someone can beat that.
I got a
I got
15.
an 8.
Okay.
Hey, there
15.
you go.
So between for you smarter people, you got the sense that through the ruckus, through the whole ruck situation, and combined it with the thaumaturgies, seem to have drawn a lot of tension from different creatures in this forest.
Well, we only just came into the edge of the forest. We didn't go deep into the
You
forest.
didn't, but it's the Badlands have a reputation for a reason.
So
'Cause
we
they're
should
bad.
they should already be out.
And you were also
30
told
feet
you were also
to the
told at the
forest.
start of this journey as well that we'll be after moving quiet.
So
The
yeah,
whole
we should
rock
be out of the
situation
forest now
was
because we
just-
moved.
No, you're still in the forest. It's a thick forest.
Yeah, but we only came in by like 30 feet max.
Yeah.
I wanted the cart left near the edge of the forest, so the rook might attack the cart, which it didn't. It killed.
Yeah, but then you all picked up and carried on with the
Phineas is
car.
dead.
You're about. Well, I can't really say. There's no way of you telling that how far in the forest you are. So, is there anything people would like to
Yeah.
do for the rest of this journey?
I'm gonna sit and wait to die.
Pretty much, yeah. I'm gonna
Yeah.
just
Just try and not
keep
die.
trying to pick up speed on the cart.
This is a bit like Teutoburg Forest.
I'm gonna keep an eye out.
Yeah.
Well, you if you're keeping an eye out, please ignite. Can you roll another perception check for me, please?
I got a 3.
Right. Okay. So you don't see much, but as you continue your journey in, light begins to fade through the cracks, almost becoming pitch black.
No, we're heading out of the forest.
Yeah, I
back to
know.
the road.
I'm just saying. You know,
Ah,
the road is in the forest. You never came off the road to avoid the. If there was a bit of confusion, the road leads into the forest.
oh, because I thought we were
No,
in a
no, no,
field
sorry, okay,
when the
no.
rocket attacked.
No,
That's
so
what
the
I thought.
road led
Okay.
into the forest. You were going into the forest regardless.
Oh, okay.
I do apologise if that wasn't made clear. That is what's happening right now. So in order to get
No,
where
I
you're going,
thought the forest was at the side.
in
of
order
the
where
road.
you go, so basically in that town, from when I described it last time in last episode, the town is a massive open clearing around it, and then from that is a lot of forest.
Outkeeks.
So if you remember from last time, you came out of a forest to get to Tiktoken.
Dick Dawkins.
So
Deacon
essentially the road's leading back into the forest.
Yeah, we'll just continue along the road, and
So-
I'll try and go out the fastest we can with these yaks.
Okay, so are you planning to not camp for the night then?
There's not much point because we'll get attacked.
Yeah,
Probably
Okay,
best just
so
to keep
as-
going.
We'll get to that in a second then.
We'll,
As,
one person will take it in turns
Alright,
controlling
well,
the cart. I feel
okay.
that makes sense.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a second. Before we do that, so as we just get to that, as you start to, what light seeps through the cracks of the forest, as it begins to start to get darker and darker and darker, something quite beautiful and magical happens. Is where flowers themselves begin to open up and almost have a mysterious glow to them, and it seems to emanate through the forest. And through this light, you do see more smaller shadows from bases that it looks like rabbits and other sorts of game, which seem to have changed their normal habit of coming out in the day. They seem to come at night, and the bigger predators seem to be further away. But that doesn't mean you can't see bigger shadows in this forest. Further in from, because now that you can actually see a bit better than you could when it's daylight out. So you do see other large hulking creatures that seem to be moving about. A similar shape you seem to see the great ape that you saw working at the farmer's farm. To confuse myself there. You see another great ape shape eating away at something from the tree. As you hear the snapping of the branches as it drags down, and the crunch, and then it begins to eat what seems to be almost like fruit. So, are you all sleeping on the cart? Is
I'd
this
say in
what's
turn.
happening?
So I'll take the first control of the car. Then, I think that's probably the best way to travel through the
It would
forest.
probably, in terms of the forest, I'm just trying to work this out in my head. I would need at least 3 of you to take a shift each.
So one person sleep then at each time.
I'll sleep first, I think. I've had a
Mm,
busy day.
So 3 of you are staying awake, and then
yeah.
okay, right, okay. Let's see how this. All right, I think I know where you're going with this. Right, so who's staying awake first?
I'm gonna stay away.
I'll stay
Yeah.
awake.
Okay, who's driving the cart?
I will.
Okay, won't need you to do an animal handling check. Can the rest of you do a perception check then, please?
Yep.
That's a 20.
I got a 2 on perception.
You're not rolling well with perception.
No.
I got a 16.
Hey, that's better.
Okay, okay. So, like I described earlier, you do see the similar figures. You do see what seem to be bats in the trees, going about their batty business, like eating fruit hanging from trees. And you hear different sounds, different like cries and hoots and all that sort of kind of stuff you would hear in the forest. Okay, then. So, as a fair few hours pass, who's taking the next watch then?
Sam, you should take a break.
Yeah, I'll rest, and then you other 3 should.
Who has anyone got good animal handling?
I've got a +1.
I've got a 0.
Well, I guess I'll roll it then.
Just try and Goliath. Control a yak.
I got a 3.
Oh dear.
Okay.
We lose the yak, we're stranded.
least the
So both Nade, just to double check, Nade, Ignite, and if I'm saying his name right, Vulgus.
Aldous.
They're all staying awake and you're sleeping, Smash.
Yes.
Okay, so
Do you want a perception check?
can Ignite and Nade have a roll a perception check, and then you got a 3 on your animal handling check. The yak's moving slow. It's moving. It's not out of control because it's used to you now. It seems to be quite a sturdy yak. It seems to be all right with this.
I got a 2 on my
2,
perception
right?
check.
Okay,
I got 9.
a 9, right? So as you're going through, this thing, although just as it's quite close to you, you do notice a very large sort of great ape, a different one from what you saw before, munching away a bit further down the path. So as the path goes down, you're looking about 30 feet into the actual forest. It turns around to see what's behind it. It's noticed you, but doesn't seem to be taking any notice to you. But you're quite close to it at this point.
Do you want to risk it? Do you want me to make a ramp? I can make a ramp out of Molder.
Yeah, but I've got like 3 handling on this beast. Probably miss the ramp and kill us all.
Are you saying you don't have the need for speed?
So the
No, because I think it's a bad idea. The car will just go topple over.
No,
Well,
but you see,
you're
if we
still
go up the
moving
ramp,
towards
I-
it.
if we speed up, we go up the ramp. I use feather falling as soon as we leave, and we just glide out of the forest.
How fast do you think a yak can go?
100 miles per hour.
Well,
You don't know how
as
fast
much
this
as I
cat can
love
go.
that idea, I do because I've got its stats.
Fuck.
As much as I love that idea, I don't think you're going to get the elevated position. I'm not saying that you can't try. If you want to do that, we can go through the whole rigmarole.
According to Google, a yak speed is 655 kilometers an hour.
What?
That doesn't sound
Plane.
right.
That doesn't sound
That's a
right
yak
at
plane.
all.
It's a yak plane. That's what he's got. A yak plane.
It's hitting Yak 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Well,
yak
I
one.
question then if that's how fast a yak can go, why it's not yak power and it's horsepower?
Yeah, he's not yak power to fly.
Oh my god! Right, are we going through this then?
Goodness.
Because I'm more than happy to do this.
I mean, the plane's named after. I think we should try it.
Right then,
we're gonna
okay
die.
then. Can
Oh no!
Sam, can you make the appropriate ramp then, please? And then.
I'll make the ramp
Oh,
for my
obviously.
molder.
Oh yeah, sorry. Ignite, can you make the ramp and then Volg? I keep saying your name wrong. I do apologise. Can you make another animal handling check for me, please?
Wait, do you want me to do? Because I've got it. Valdis, you mean?
Valdis, yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
I have to say it a few more
Yeah.
times to get used to it. Valdis.
That's fine. Oh no! Oh, we got a 8.
Got an 8. Okay, so the yak does pick up a bit more speed and does start to head towards this ramp. Although it's not a large amount of feet, the great ape itself seems to have taken a defensive stance to this ruckus of the cart that's going past. As you begin to go up the ramp, it sort of just climbs back down the ramp in its speed, so you haven't gotten any elevation from this thing. You've caused a bit of a bump. Sam, you've Smash, I mean, sorry, you have woken up, but you can easily go back to sleep. But clearly, the bumps have waken you up in this sense.
Yeah, no, I'm just going back to sleep. It's these guys. I know it's not
Through
gonna,
that, I now need the last people to take their shifts.
Wait, did
So that was-
we get past the thingy?
The Great Ape, yeah, he took a defensive stance, but he wasn't that much fussed for you.
Oh, right.
It's more the noise that
Right.
aggravated him, but you didn't get any closer to it, so it didn't bother
Well,
pursuing.
right.
Oh, I need to go to sleep.
You want the last
So-
sleep?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take the last thing. I'll take the animal handling check to guide the yak again.
Do that then, please, for me, Smash.
Let's see if I can get
Nate,
a perception
what
by
are you
you
doing?
two.
I'm just gonna stay quiet. So
I got a
do-
good perception this time, at least.
Are you staying awake,
I'm just-
Ignite?
Yeah, we can only have 3. We have to have 308, don't we?
You don't have to, but if you stay awake, you
Get a point of exhaustion.
you're gonna have to roll to avoid a point of exhaustion.
I think it's worth it just in case we get attacked.
Okay, so please roll a perception check for me, please, Ignite. And Sam, what did you get on your animal handling?
12.
Well, Nate's staying
Yeah,
quiet. Can you roll a perception check for me as well? So 12 for animal handling. Okay, the cart's moving at a steady pace.
That was a
15.
natural 20 on perception check. Sorry, was it me to roll perception?
3
Was
on
it Carl?
perception. No, not for you.
I got
Okay.
15 on
15,
perception.
Okay. It seems that when the forest is at night, it doesn't seem to be as lively as it is in the day. As you can hear crickets, you start to see even fireflies roaming about. As the hours pass, uneventful. There's a lot of great apes around in the night. It seems that the more timid creatures seem to come out at night, from what you've gathered. And in that 8 hours, it is all quiet, soothing, and you begin to see what seems to be the edge of the forest as dawn is beginning to break over the horizon. As you march out, just reaching to the edge of the forest, as light begins to break. And that is where we will leave today's session.
Awesome. We have
Uh,
escaped the forest.
Okay.
And you all level up as well, 1 level.
Hey.
Hey.
Yes.
Right. How do I do this?
No, I get
How do you
meta.
do this in D&D Beyond?
Go into the builder and then just add a level on.
Little hammer and anvil.
I'm assuming, is everyone doing rolls for their health?
I've just left it whatever thing he does
Okay, you're
for
doing
me.
fixed. If you're doing rolls for your health, just as a point of reference, if you roll a natural 1, I do let you do a roll again. But other than that,
I'm sure there's a quicker way to do it.
it's
Right,
all good.
okay. So I need to go back into my character thing, don't I?
Yes, go to character and then you should see level management, and then it should take you just straight to your level page, and then there'll be if you gain anything new, if you look down the list, it'll have an exclamation point to it. It should
Okay.
notify you if it's new, but I don't know if it does that if it's new or if you need to put
It's
an
when you have
input
to
in.
add.
Yeah, so always just have a
Yeah.
read
Am I
through.
fine to let it? I just pressed from level 2 to level 3. I'm fine to let it just auto do my HP up.
Yeah, if you've got
You
it
just
as
pushed
if
it
you've
up
got it
by
as a
Yeah.
fixed HP, it'll do an average thing for you. So
Okay,
if-
yeah, it just put it up by 10.
yeah,
so
yeah, that would be its
okay.
average roll then. If you want to change that, you can re-roll those 3 times, but obviously you'd have to stick with the new number, so it's up to you. I don't mind if you're doing fixed or manual. It was only
And then
it was. I can't remember. Did I say standard array or did I let you do your own rolls for your ability? I think I let you do your own rolls, didn't I?
yeah,
Okay, that's fine.
All standard.
you can't, but if you're a mage or whatever, you can add new spells. Usually play.
Yeah, there's normally quite a lot of things. Normally, just give it like on D&D Beyond. It does tell you if you go onto their game rules. It normally tells you what you can get. You should get a subclass actually early on with a barbarian.
I'm just looking whether to do like a Storm Maurer or go Berserker.
Well, that is up to you. And for the rest of you, thank you for watching. Thank you for joining us. I hope you all had a wonderful time. If you missed last week's episode, well, that's a shame, but don't worry. It is on my YouTube channel, Dungeon Prophet, so feel free to do that. Subscribe to it, all that. Thank you for joining us. Thanks for the subs and the follows. And
Awesome.
this week's video will be up next week before the next session. And next session should be back on Tuesday.
Yeah,
Now
Happy New Year, everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
boy.
we'll see you in
Oh,
the new
God.
year.
Happy New Year.
I am also doing a New Year's stream tomorrow, so it'll be a bit later. I'll probably do it about 9.
I'm a butt.
I'll be playing Destiny. You guys are welcome to join. The viewers are welcome to join. But I'll be streaming for a few hours, so I'll probably switch. I might do some golf with friends. I might even just play some Skyrim to bring in the new to the new.
Oh, I would like to play golf with friends. That would be great.
Well, I'm definitely doing a golf
No,
with
I
friends.
actually
stream
own
on-
golf with friends as well.
I'm definitely doing a golf with
Oh,
stream
I do.
friends on Friday. That's a given.
Do you-
So
I think
do you
a good
turn
New
on
Year's
ball hit
stream.
on it? Do you turn on
Yeah.
like ball hits of it? As being able to hit your
That's
friends?
the only fun way to play.
right,
Can do.
well,
Because
goodbye
that's the only
all.
good way to play it.
And stay
Ciao, ciao.
adventurous.